Hey YouTube! 2 seconds, just moving the chat so I can see it. I can't remember where it was. I decided the best place to put it was it there? I kind of want it a bit thinner than that. Hold on, bear with me. Don't need to see that bit. Move. Here we go. Where's the bit where I can type in what I say? Oh, come on. Not quite time to start yet. Hey, Victory House! Right, I see you now. Right, I've found a chat. I've now made it too big. I can't remember how I did this before. I just need to make that box smaller. Hold on. I wonder if it's easier just seeing it on the other screen. I can't remember how I did it last time. Yep. Hey Daniel, I think we're on. I don't know. I think there's a wee bit of a delay going on, but I think we're fine. Oh, I forgot to put my lisping accessory in. Hey Joachim, how's it going? Yep, I've got 2 minutes before I start my bucky, which is there. Yeah, so I'm starting off on the telly thin line, which I was just playing there, thinking it just doesn't quite have the bite of the Yazuki. Then I realised actually if you turn the volume up, it does, but a half volume, not quite the same. 3 hours playing before my first gig in over 40 years. What, you've got to play for 3 hours before you're doing a gig tonight, or you've got to do a 3-hour gig? That sounds pretty scary. It'll be much easier now, I'm sure. Doing it for the first time's hard, but if you've done it before. Gig on Tuesday, and hopefully in November. I'm sure it will be. So what are you playing? Have you got all your amps and stuff ready? I was actually on a bit of a guitar safari yesterday. Bought myself a Trace Elliott bass amp. Basically because I wanted a 2x12, a 2x10 cabinet, because I've got a wee Marshall after the end thing. It's 200 watt. It was a 200 watt head with a 15-inch speaker in a sort of combo cabinet. I thought having 2 10s on top, so I ended up getting a. Basically, it was a cab, but it came with the head as well, and it's quite good. It's 250 watt Trace Elliott, and it's amazing what difference a bit of a Hoover and a clean makes. It went from being in a garage looking a bit crap in the advert, to be honest, then looking crap in person, and then I spent half an hour earlier on with some wipe things and some kitchen towels and a Hoover, and it's like, it looks pretty damn good. Oh, 3 hours. Oh, you did 3 hours rehearsing today. Wow. How is that? I remember struggling because obviously before I joined after the end, I was playing the guitar all the time. You saw it in my YouTube videos, but I'd never had to play extended time. I never ever got sore hands or anything, because long before I got sore hands, I'd stopped playing the guitar and I was doing something else. Whereas you can't do that when you're in a band playing a song. You can't go. You start going, oh, hold on, my hands are sore. I've still got another hour to go. Oh no. Oh, Victor's a Squire Vista Music Master bass. I know what a Music Master bass is. Is that say I've got my only? Is it still my only American Fender? It's my only American Fender. It's a 1977 number 12. Remember that? But I like the Music Master. Oh, it's a nice bottle of Bucky. I like the Music Master or the Mustang or whatever that shape is, it doesn't get as much attention as I think it should. I much prefer, obviously, best Fender shapes. We'll not argue over what. Well, okay, so it's a Telly and the P bass, isn't it? But the Strat's kind of the P bass. I think my next favourite one is the Mustang Duosonic. What do you say it was? The Music Master is one of them. Before you get to Jaguar and Jazzmaster, and I would probably go I don't know. I don't know. They're definitely after Telly, Strat, P bass, Jazz bass. Guitars. Hey Scott, procrastinating from recording some stuff. Well, don't over listen to it. Sometimes when things are going bad, you just stop and go and do something else and come back to it an hour later, and if everything's alright, you can get over the top with it. AC/DC, Metallica, Elvis, and other Swedish party rock songs. Sounds good. Sounds good. I don't know if I would say AC/DC, Metallica, or Elvis were Swedish, but oh, you said Mustang. I was thinking it was a Mustang guitar. No, a Mustang guitar amp. Yeah. Must retrace. It was £100 with a for the cabinet and the head. It's a bit grotty. I'm not going to try a stage dive. Well, there's enough people. Oh yeah, I'm talking about the Music Master bass. Sorry, I was thinking Mustang, because Mustang's an amp. The other one's got an amazing neck on it. It does have a six-pole pickup. Therefore, you know that doesn't make any difference if you put like poles in it. It's totally fine. Hey, cats! Well, I don't know, Victor House. I need to try it. Certainly, if it's an American one, it's possible. But if it's like Mexican, it's not. 10% men and 90% girls. I wonder what that's like. I've never had an audience like that. It's always been all guys. Hey, Mr. Whitesnake! Oh. Crocus. Ballroom Blitz were this position. It wasn't Crocus, it was that was the Sweet. But I think the Sweet were very big in Sweden. By chance. ABBA. You don't need anything else. I was wanting to come in at the 7th. Right, well, there you go. To Music Master bass, alright, so it's got just 4-way pickup, the 4-pole pickup. Oh. Aye. Office Women, the thing about them, get some ABBA on in there. I know that's maybe it's a bit stereotypy doing that in Sweden, but ABBA stuff's rocking. It's Taiwan, all right. I don't know. That's right. So that's that funny era. Yeah. 72 USA. I didn't know they made them as early as that. I thought the Music Master. Am I getting it mixed up? Was the Music Master not come out in the late 70s as a sort of cheaper version? Maybe not. Crocus covered the Sweet was a hit in the record in the US around 1984. There you go. Also, is that why I do have a Crocus record? Yeah, not very tall, yeah. The other one was who's it? Quiet Riot, who had a couple of big hits with Slade songs. Slade never made it in America, which you should have. I need to listen to more Slade. I've not listened to any Slade in this house yet. All right, 71 to 70, 81. There you go. I've all the ones I've ever seen, because I've got one, have always been sort of 76 to 79. There always seem to be 78 or 79 sort of thing, or 77, 78 or 79. Everyone I've seen, but those might have been popular years, or it's also possible that whatever the guitar shop in Glasgow was at the time, for 3 years they sold well and then they didn't stock them before that. I don't know. Oh. Rocking the guitars in the living room looks cool. Yeah. My dream of my YouTube room next door is turned into a bit of a storage room. I was trying to keep it tidy in here. See my Kallax, you know, so I can't because I put the chat in front of it, but I've now got another one, which is better because it makes those two lights look a bit more central. And I also realised I can put a guitar on top of it. It's like, yeah. But I'm really enjoying, for some reason, that amp in this room sounding good. I think it's all to do with soft surfaces, which is great for saying when you've got a tooth in. So I think just having all odd angles and soft things just makes a room sound good, and I think this room actually sounds quite good. Yeah, quite right. They did cover. They did at least a couple of songs. They did come on Feel the Noise and one of the other ones with the funny spelling. And yeah, my Oh My is much later. That's like late 80s. So Slade, love Slade. So I don't know, a couple of albums, and then they hit a big pop bit where they were on Top of the Pops every week, and they had like 20 top 10 singles and 6 number ones, something stupid, you know, like a pure ridiculous amount of stuff, and they were on Top of the Pops every week, all the time doing well, but never making it in America. And then they kind of fizzled out when punk came in, and then heavy metal came in, and they were just playing smaller and smaller venues, but they were still going. And then they were kind of going to call it a day, and then Ozzy Osbourne pulled out of the Donington Monsters of Rock festival, and Slade were on the bill, and they went on, and they were on the very early in the bill, and then Ozzy Osbourne pulled out, so they ended up going on fucking, I can't even remember, was it after Def Leppard and before Def Leppard but after Metallica, something like that. And they went on and everyone was booing, and I had already gone to the bars, and then they started playing, and then basically they just went down an absolute storm because they are fucking rocking as fuck. Even down to the point of they got an encore and everyone was just singing the Christmas song, so they had to do the Christmas song in the middle of June. Telly. I do like my new telly. I'm kind of enjoying this one, but the problem with this one is I've not spent the extra few days playing it and just going, just getting everything, tweaking it all. That was why I was a wee bit disappointed when I got the white telly after doing the Roadster, because the Roadster I'd kind of done all the tweaking and got it perfect before I'd even put pickups in it, or a pickup in it. Mama, we're all crazy now, yeah. Hey Ben! Slade were originally a folk group. They possibly were. I know they were. They were called Ambrose Slade. Then they were a skinhead group. Oh, you had a noise gate on that board. There is no board. I just need to probably not have so many electrical things turned on. I will sort it out. But yeah, is it really noisy? I do have to have headphones. I'm not sure how much of it's in the headphones. It's also possible I've knocked something. That is quite noisy. Oh my god, it's really noisy. I'll sort it out. No, taking off the headphones, not taking off the guitar. That'd be silly. But no, I won't be running a noise gate. I'll just be setting it up better. Actually, probably having that on is probably not helping things. Not making any difference. See, the guitar's actually really loud. This is a wee bit buzzy here. So I don't know what to do with this guitar. Yeah, probably just turn the volume down is good. You don't use noiseless pickups, do you, Mr. Whitesnake? Well, that one there has DiMarzio noiseless pickups in it, and they're getting replaced as soon as I can work out something else to put in it, because I don't like them. Not by new, but in the Wayne and his ma came back from Benidorm. I'm proud of a 4.5 inch Jim Morrison ornament Strat. Jim Morrison famously playing Strat. Yep. Yeah, no, the buzzing just sounds like one of these frets. It just needs a wee bit more setting up. It's playing better than the white one was last week. Do it, Mr. Whitesnake. Go and join Joachim. That's Sweden and Holland are both. You can drive it. You don't even need a ferry or a plane. Obviously, well within a day. What you got to do? Holland, you're quite near Belgium, though, so you've really just got to go through Belgium. Then you're at kind of, yeah. And I suppose you got to go right a bit, don't you? So you get bottom of Denmark, and then sort of Germany, and then you would have to go round the top to get to Sweden, wouldn't you? Really, unless you want to go round by. Aye, okay, it's a ferry. Not that easy. I don't know if you could get... Well, if you took a boat on guitar, you could get that on the plane. Or the ferry, be fine. Oh. How does it sound like? 90% women sounds like a good thing. Just remember then, what is important is looking cool and looking like you don't care. That's doesn't matter whether you're making mistakes or not, but if you're just giving it... You know, don't be standing there with no... Oh, Tuesday gig as well. Rocking. The thing is, you get banker girls, women. It's like, hey, Wayne Tubman. Oh, hey, Wayne. The Naga curry, yeah. We actually had a curry. Me and Jerry had a curry in Stirling the other day that was better than there's some. Cafe Chutney's currently my second favourite curry I've had in this year. Yeah, you're just getting it there, Mr. White. Take the idea of going up for one song for Pina Colada. You go up there, I don't know, do it a couple of songs in with the sunglasses and the suit jacket anyway. You can wear a t-shirt and below it, and then basically the second half is just picking up all the women. Perfect. Don't care, but don't look cool, man. If you don't care, you do look cool. Apparently that's the skill in it. And smile. I'm actually deciding I do actually quite like telly neck pickups now. It's like it's more so. Is it more so than a Strat? Or more so than a Les Paul or a two humbucker guitar? You get two very different sounds, because that's like almost like a strummy acousticy sound. And then you go to the bridge pickup and it's a pure. So, Joachim, how many guitars are you taking? You're obviously going to take two. You don't necessarily need to use both of them, but you need to have to. Don't be thinking I never snap a string. No. So what guitars are you taking? The last gig I did... Oh, shit. On the guitar, it was only a couple in Crankenhouse. It was only like 4 songs at 20 minutes. So I think I did both of them without a backup guitar. I think I had a guitar in the car. You know what I mean? If it came down to it, because you go, oh, if I snap a string, I'll change it. But being able to get one, even if you don't take it out the bag and tune it, just have it sitting there so that for emergency purposes, you've just got a guitar. Definitely. Or take another cool one. Oh. I don't know. I've never heard of a belly button shirt, but I know. I can imagine it. But yeah, it's a great thing. Coca Cabana white trousers. That's actually not. That's you, Victory House, not Mr. Whitesnake. You're both the same person. Mr. Whitesnake, you don't have a decent Telecaster. I think that kind of about. No. I was going to say that means you don't have a Telecaster, doesn't it? But I think you've got a Fasley one, don't you? Tellies are amazing. I'm not. I was very rigidly thinking that a Telecaster has to have the metal plate with the bridge in it, and it had to have the metal. I like the control plate. I don't really like the function of the control plate that this one doesn't have, but I think it looks right. It's a cool looking thing. Like I like the way that it kind of looks like it used to be part of a telephone exchange, because I think that's what it used to be. We'll only bring 3 guitars and a spare amp. That's what I've kind of boiled down to now with that Marshall amp. I think that one's better, the Trace Elliott, so I think I'll just have the Marshall and just use it as a cabinet. But also, if that blows up, it means I've got another amp in there, which is giggable. I'd rather have too many. So what are the guitars then, Joachim? You're going to take the Blazer? You have to take the Blazer, especially if you're talking about doing... Well, the sparkly guitar has to be done. I do kind of want to go into the white guitar now, though. I don't think it's quite as loud as this one. Maybe that's the thing when you're talking about having a treble bleed. That's why you want a treble bleed, so you can have the guitar at half volume and it sounds the same. Hey, Stratocaster Ian! All good. Then what about a telly? Oh, God's Gate was in Karma on Saturday and locally. There's a new group called the Americans. Anyway, the spin-off band. The spin-off band? To be the younger brother in the family? I don't understand, Wayne. I'm drinking, but are you? Because I don't know. One night, one of my dancers. That's already starting off like better than any of my stories. One night, one of my dancers, like, all right, yeah, we've all got dancers. Don't worry, everyone had to be pushed around to a wheelchair. We were following the sector. Nice. 2 Ibanez and a Harley Benton. Well, I suppose. Oh, the younger brother came into the shop and bought that Bentos telly with a strap pickup. Well, why not? I don't know if I remember you doing that. I'm sorry, you messaged me the other day, but I was out. You're asking me about wiring a guitar, and I was out. I was driving actually, so I can't remember. I never got back to you. Yeah, so obviously everyone should have a telly. Mr. White's to get on it. Hey, Alex, he's got a telly with Strat pickups or Strat style pickups in it, because everyone should have a telly. This is a good one though. But the thing is, it's that everyone. It's like I remember seeing an interview or it was in a magazine. Some old blues guy working for Fender, and he got a Fender signature model, and he always had a telly with a telly bridge pickup and a Strat neck pickup, and I just remember it saying like, well, everyone, you ask someone what's the best pickup in a Strat, it's the neck one, and what's the best pickup in a telly, it's the bridge. So why not have both of them? It makes perfect sense. No, I'm all for it. The thing is, I just started off this when I was started playing this, going, I do actually quite like the neck pickup on a telly. It's like kind of, if you're going to play lead guitar on a telly, you use the bridge. If you're going to play lead guitar on a Strat, you use the neck. I don't know if that was intentional. Is telly brighter? I don't know how it works. Marco, would you like some spares? I've got so many spares of bits. I mean, yes, obviously, but it's like it's one of those things that see. Sometimes it's so satisfying when you find what you knew that someday you would need it, and you kept it. I mean, I just like see the joy. Some of my favourite guitars when you're sitting there and it's like, I've had this bridge for 10 years, and then you get the guitar that it fits on. It's like, yes, kind of that happened with that Roadster. It was like it was just random bits, but it's just come together being the perfect guitar. I'm going on to that. I'm going to ascend in guitar quality, but just things like the badass bridge that was on my BC Rich Wave, and then the pickup was in my Paul Gilbert, because everyone's got its own wee story. And then having the body when I was in America, but never building it because I got the Corker when I was in America, and I thought, well, if I had the two of them at the same time, it's not going to get a look in, so you got to wait. And things, no fate but what may make. So I do believe in Terminator, but sometimes you force yourself to believe other things. White Snake Dancers, 10% men not dancing, 90% will only drink, dance and shout and sing, but not many hundreds of them, I hope. You want many hundreds of them. It sounds amazing. Oh, sorry, I've been trying to play on the Mockingbird. I like the Mockingbird. I like the look of it. I'll be honest, it never really struck me as being amazing. I've got one, and it's really good, but it's like this bit here kind of sticks into my belly. I don't know. It's kind of, it looks really crazy and pointy, and you think because it looks really crazy and pointy, it's probably really, really comfy, and it kind of isn't, or mine isn't. I think it maybe depends. I mean, mine's a bolt-on neck. It might shift the weights about a little bit. It's just a little bit weird. East Coast Telly. Yes, they are good Kit Kats. I keep seeing them. Is that problem? Did you use get the P90 in the neck? That seems a very obvious thing to do. Or a Strat pickup. I think a Strat pickup in the neck, I tell you. It's a good one. You want a Nashville telly? I don't know, Ian, the problem, that is the best two sounds on a telly are like, well, both of them, all three sounds in a telly are brilliant, right? If you put in the Nashville one, you then put in a Strat 5-way switch, so you kind of don't get the telly sound anymore. So I would want, I don't know how, I bet it could be done if you bought a super switch. I've never tried to do it with a normal switch, but if you could get it so it was, on the 5-way, it was bridge, Strat position 2, outside coil, neck and bridge together, so the middle position was still like the middle position in this, and then the neck position was this, so basically you just had the 3, 1, 3 and 5 were the same as this guitar, but 2 and 4 were, Strat position 2 and that, I would like that. That'd be good. I don't know if it's possible. Pretty wild gig, yeah, but I mean, hey, that's a misfire. It's quite a difficult one to put. I'll call you M1. Yeah, good. Band is called The Robbery. I'm going to use PID. Yeah, do it, Wayne. Just keep it up. The thing is, I take it any local musicians, just get stock, find out who these bands are and stock the strings they want. You know what I mean? And you'll get them all in all the time. Missed out on Epiphone Les Paul 19.8 this week, but not too fast, not weird enough. Yeah. The problem with the Epiphone is it's kind of, I'm having a wee bit of that problem with this guitar. This, I'm not going to keep because it's too cool. This is too desirable a guitar. It's a thin line. It's Daphne blue, baby blue, whatever it is. It's got, I mean, it's really fucking nice. I mean, have I played a Squire Classic Vibe thin line? I don't know if I have, but I'd imagine that's what this is. You know what I mean? It's like these things are, the new Squire Classic Vibe range. That was like just the higher spec if you get the factory in Korea to make the highest spec one, you end up with that. But Jim Deacon had them, and ones like this are kind of precursors to the Classic Vibe, where you just, instead of being the £150 guitar, it's a £250 guitar. That one. Is it Sunday? I mean, obviously my mental state is not fantastic, so I did actually have to check it as Sunday, yes. Yeah, no, Mr. Whitesnake, I would have a look at the East Coast ones. I don't know, obviously they're from Andertons, but I'd imagine you're probably talking about 110 quid or something delivered. Something stupid. Your 3-pickup telly has a telly's T-E-L-E, because over here in Britain, the telly was the television, spelt that way. So if you're looking at a telly, then you're looking at buying a television. If you're looking at a telly, you're looking at a guitar. Misfit Rebel. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, totally. That's why I still feel... I remember when I was first joined Xbox Live, you had to put your name in. I put it in as Mad Malco, and so my name was just Mad Malco, and everyone else after that had... all their names were always made up of like star symbols and hashes and numbers and stuff, because nobody had Mad Malco. It's obviously a shite name. It probably means something bad in... I know Malco in Mandarin is basically cat dog, or Malco is cat dog. Oh. But you had a push-pull that swaps a neck in the middle. All right, that's actually quite a good idea. I'd never thought of that. That's an entirely new, mind-expanding concept I'd never thought of. Aye, totally. So you've still got the 3-way switch. You just choose whether it's the neck pickup in the middle. That's a really good way of doing it. I've never thought of that. Oh, no, but that doesn't give you... Does that give you all the combinations? So you get bridge in middle. You don't get neck in middle then. There's a way of doing it. Oh, it's you! How's it going? This is the Dundonian. The Westwood Banter's been lovely, man. It's a beautiful guitar. I mean, you'll see I've done about 10 videos of it. Probably once every 6 months or a year, where I've dug it out, as I said, why I basically didn't dig it out and do a video of it. Every time I've kind of gone, no, I think I'll just keep that. For me, it's the fact that the back's kind of carved. I love the fact that the Pantera is like a genuine attempt to make the best guitar in the world. You know, it's like that one of those ones where, I suppose the original Telecaster, you know, some guitars are designed to be someone trying to make what they think is going to be the best guitar in the world, and the Pantera's just got all those things on it. You know, the RG's obviously got that and stuff like that, but other things are built for other reasons, but that's like, it's amazing. I think you'll find that most work, I still remember one guy, I can't remember, one guy and his pal, he came round to buy a Squire off me or something like that back when I was in Lindsay, and I used to have the staircase with all the guitars on it, and his pal came round with him. I think his pal kind of played the guitar a bit more, and he'd been brought along, you play the guitar, make sure it's all right, sort of thing. And he was just walking up my stairs going, fucking it, what? And he was just looking at it, he's like that. I have never seen any of these guitars before. I have no idea what any of them are, but they're all fucking amazing. And it's like, it was just like, you know, Washburns and Ibanez and stuff like that, just ones you don't see. Oh, that's not a Strat or a Telly. What the hell's that? Hey, Alex, what's that Telly? It's a thin line. You don't have a thin line, do you, Alex? You may have a Telly, but you don't have a thin line Telly. And also, you could argue that you've got a Strat pickup in the neck and in the bridge as well. This has got Telly pickups in it. Why are you not buying this? It's lovely. It's you can even do the research and find out that I don't know about it. Richwood. Yeah. But I'm basically going to end it now, because the reason this is not my Telly is because this is my new Telly. And I'm going to try and play it keeping the cover on, because I've never had a Telly with the cover on. With a cover. The thing is, it's not just like any Telly with a cover. See, when you're playing it, there, This bridge is totally unfinished. But you can see nice shiny pickup, nice shiny knobs, nice shiny cover. That's a kind of crappy back, in the back of the shop type thing. And also that edge is really sharp because you're meant to have a cover on it, which makes things interesting. Oh, it's got a thin neck. You can't get it from a Grandis J-Packs, and well, that's the thing. But I mean, you do need to be a certain kind of person to be able to look at a guitar and get something that's a bit off the beaten track. You know what I mean? People might laugh at me. How can this be as good as a Squire Classic Vibe? I look up the forums and what I would put this up against would be any Japanese Fender Telecaster is going to be basically made in the same factory. And and have a lot of similar things, the things that matter. Even though this one, I don't think this has ever been played, and I had to basically do the frets to take the lacquer off them, and some of them were high. I think this is in the era of budget, when they were still trying to make budget guitars in Japan. They were still trying to hit, I don't know, £99 or whatever it was. So what they scrimped on was finishing it, doing the frets, and cutting the nut. Had to cut the nut on it as well. But the actual quality of the wood is an Ibanez Roadster in a Telecaster shape. Haven't played guitar for 3 weeks, picked up 2 of my fingers in work. That sounds like an absolute bastard. Oh, is that your fretting hand? I mean, dare to say, it's like maybe it's a good time to practice, you know, using your pinky and middle finger. I could do it. Yes, I totally could do a 5-way with a Gilmore switch. That's easy, but that's not giving you the Telecaster position. I'm thinking, like, here's a Stratocaster. What's your 5th best sound on a Stratocaster? It's definitely middle pickup on its own. Nobody ever uses that, right? So that if you could replace that middle position with the Gilmore sound with the outside 2 pickups, I think you would have the perfect 2 single coil layout, giving you 5 options, all useful ones. I did think a bit of that with an HSH guitar, you know, when you've got humbucker and then you've got humbucker automatic coil split with the middle pickup to get Strat position 2, and then you get middle pickup on its own, which is fucking half the volume of everything else and completely useless, and then you get position 4 from a Strat, and then you get the humbucker in the neck. I want that middle position to be the outside, both humbuckers split, and just not bother with the middle pickup, because it's shit. So I kind of got around that in the J-Packs 42 with 3 humbuckers. So in the middle position, it's a humbucker. The middle humbucker. That sounds dead confusing. As soon as I start talking about these things, they go wrong. Oh. Got the Grand Thin Line. Not that many exist, but it's very good, but possibly much the original Thin Line. Is it thin, Wayne? Because I wouldn't put it past... And pal Ronnie, I don't know if you've seen me with a Custom. The brand is Custom. He's got a guitar that's the closest guitar I've ever seen to this one. It's a thin line though, and it's actually, you know, like the cheaper Squire Strats are thinner. It's thinner, and I'm wondering if the original Tele thin line was thinner, which would explain why it was called a thin line. Because putting an F-hole in it, why is that thin line? Well, I suppose it's thinner than an acoustic, but yeah. Mr. Whitesnake, the trick is, I mean, this is what I'm looking for. It's like, you got to go for the brand. It's all in the brand, you know what I mean? Yes, maybe not this one, but you can get the earlier ones in this. I reckon this is later 70s, possibly early 80s. But you can get basically this guitar with Ibanez on it and pay thousands, you know what I mean? The same as my CSL Telecaster, the black Custom. That as a Ibanez is £1,000 or something like that, whereas it's not, and it's basically that guitar. So you want My Tempest was the other really cheap one I got. It was even cheaper than this. But this is the Tempest. It's like you want a brand that no one's ever heard of. And Tempest, it's alright. It's a good name, but I like Yazuki. just the sound of it. I don't know anything about them. Maybe by Tokai Suzuki or Matsumoku. Yeah, I mean, these things, everyone probably did watch my Jim Deacon documentary. Drove past that shop the other day, should have gone in. He was talking about buying, when they were getting the ordering the guitars, they didn't choose which factories built them. It was basically they would order from like a broker in Japan who would order, and they would order, I don't know the numbers, 100 white Telecasters to this spec, and then they would get, 6 months later, whatever it was, a container of 100 white Telecasters to this spec, but it wouldn't necessarily be from the same. If they did the same again, like 2 months later, they might get, but they're not built in the same factory. It's just like, they're kind of contracted out just to get them cheaper. So, yes, and even, I'm not sure how much these things were built all on your own. Are the necks maybe Tokai? If this is a factory, are they churning out necks as well? And they sell those necks to other guitar companies who assemble them? There's an awful lot to talk about. I don't know. We cracked to the thin line tellies. I like the natural look with the perloid looking pick. That's just a classic look, you don't think? Yes. I was never keen on the scratch plate, but I do like it now. It's definitely. Sorry. Yeah. That band is on the Jedi Star. I've not seen that. Oh. Hey, Bumcrack, how's it going? Even Taylor Swedish groupies then who not managed to go to the Taxi Escape. You can play the Escape song, sounds good. Hey Kenneth, did you get the Yazuki in Edinburgh, Malco? I did. It was Varsity Music on the South Bridge who stopped them. There we go. He claims the shop built them from kits. Okay, Kenneth, this is far beyond what I've got. That is possible. There is something. The scratch plate doesn't quite. There's something odd about it. It does kind of sound like they maybe bought them, possibly. Buying semi-finished necks. It would also explain why the frets were covered, with the lacquer went over the frets. So yeah, maybe they are. It's funny that, why would you put Yazuki on it then? I don't know. But I thought when you started saying, did you get the Yazuki in Edinburgh, I assume you'd seen it on Facebook Marketplace, but no, I did. I bought it, and the guy bought it in a charity shop in Edinburgh. So, I mean, I don't know what he paid for it. 20 quid or something like that. But I mean, maybe they were still building them in 85. I don't know. But it's possible it's like old stock or something. It does say made in Japan in the back. And through my extensive experience of having made in Japan guitars, this is a made in Japan guitar now. But it does kind of make sense that I had to finish building it if it was assembled in a shop. And why the nut wasn't quite cut right, that would never have got out of Japan like that, but it would have if it was a neck blank. Interesting. Yeah, no, I like that. Hey, X-Paps. I keep talking, and I look back and there's 10 messages. I just haven't marked it. Retype, if you will, and I shall have a look at it. Anyway, I don't even know who Cardinal Black are. I didn't black your texture, X-Paps, so I don't even know what that means. They made a Strat with built-in effects, late 70s, possibly, yes. The other Yazuki I have seen have had a different font, a different logo on it, but I mean, when I say the other, I think it was 2 or something. It doesn't really matter. I've seen so many guitars that are kind of like this. I know that, I know what it is. Not quite from the picture, mostly from the picture, but I pick it up and I just go, yep, this is one. Fucking, you're right. I changed that, Yoakum. I did. I changed that. I think what happens is because I'd moved it to the pop-out thing, it does say top chat. I'm sorry, X-Pap, sorry, I shall catch up with probably about 20 messages I've missed. Live chat. There we go. Now it's just saying, if I go back, how long ago was it X-Paps was talking? And what do you say, texture? X-Paps, hey, how's it going? What's that? Sorry. Nice Harley Benton telly. Yes. Varsity Music is based on full of interesting stuff back in the Silverburst 5V base. Wow. Edinburgh's not that easy to... Gang Cardinal Black makes that Rev Star. Oh, is Cardinal Black the sort of... They're a three-piece sort of muso group, and the guy... I don't know, maybe... Yazuki Sounds Organisation guitars are made in Japan by a variety of factories, including Tokai and Suzuki. Other examples are reported by Matsumoto. Possibly, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Ultimately, it doesn't really matter. What I've got is a wee banging telly that's white. And I'll be honest, if it had been black, I probably wouldn't have been as interested. It's the fact it's white, and it's maple neck, and it's Japanese, and it's got the ashtray, and it's got, what was the other thing? It's got a mad name I've never heard of. All these things are great. So basically I went to look at it going, is the neck worth the money I paid for the guitar? And it is. Everything else I can do myself. Cheers, Kit Kats. You've got a job. Yeah. But there's something about white guitars, and there's something about them. This one and the Tempest, which is over there. Actually, they're probably going to the Tempest, but I mean, there's something about a Telecaster as well. Actually, dead people. Actually, my pal, who I've not talked to for years, messaged me earlier on saying, "Have you heard the new Lady Gaga song, Dead, the Dance of the Dead or something?" It's actually pretty good. I've only heard it once. And it was pretty good, so I'd imagine second time it'll probably be really catchy. Oh, the washburn, you can't see it. Aye. This is... Oh, I realised I could put guitars up on top there. This is a J-Pax. It's a belter. It's missing a string. This might get the elixirs to work again. Yeah. I kind of feel that I've got to play. All you hi-fi people will have done this. So when you get a new record player, and it sounds better than your last one, you got to listen to all your records again. And it's like, oh, I've not listened to Black Sabbath Volume 4 on the new speakers yet. So there's an element of that. Because I'm really enjoying the way this is sounding. I think, maybe even just from my perspective, see, because the amp's there, rather than being there, instead of playing to the back of my head, it's playing to me so I can hear it better. And that's where the mic is, so it probably sounds better in the record. And the update on your YouTube is still through there. It's not moved. It's basically just going to be a bit the same as this, apart from it's going to be a bit, I don't know. It's not really that, I don't have very much set up just now. It's quite nice having, I've got like a wee mini desk, which looks really cool, with just two mics on it. This one and one on the guitar. And it's for, I think maybe live streams and acoustics will be in here anyway. But it'd be nice to get the loop pedal back in the jam, you know. Something about white women. Well, I like my women like my guitars white. Oh, a wee bit of the Asian persuasion, obviously a little bit. Well, I like my women like my guitars white or Asian, or preferably both. Yes. Hey Stevie, Gaga is good apart from Gaga Red. So I've actually got sort them earlier on. Am I going to have to move something to get at them? Are they going to be that easy to find? No, they're harder to find than I thought they were. I do have a couple of Gaga albums. G. Or have they moved? I had to shunt everything about because I've got a new. The first one, A had to move. Everything had to move. It does mean the bottom line is no longer getting any records in it. E. G. Gallagher, Goes a Looking Chain, Lady Gaga, Behind the Seat. You're not getting to see the two records I've got. Some big name guitars caused the first. It was Billy Corgan of the Smashing Pumpkins, and it was pink paint. Sounds different. But the thing is, this doesn't really apply to guitars. I kind of always like white guitars. But I went to see Status Quo. I remember seeing pictures of Rainbow, the Graham Bonnet era. I think it's on the front of the record. And they've got the White Marshall stacks. I thought, White Marshalls look a bit shit. And I saw Status Quo, and then on the stage it was like a pair of White Marshalls. They look a bit shit. And then they shone green lights on the stage, and all the Marshalls became green, and they shone red lights, and they were all red. And you're like, ah. So there's an element of that with a white guitar as well. It's whatever colour the light you shine on it is. But it's also cool, whereas the black one's always black. There's a fella in Music Gear Scotland selling a Westtone Thunder 2 for 200. Yes, Kit Kats, and basically you should buy it because it's the best Westtone Thunder I've ever played. It's got the reason it's cheap is because there's a stress crack. It's got the full-on three-piece neck, but it's been dropped at some point on its headstock, so it's kind of cracked and bounced, but it's totally rock solid. You can't bend it. It's just what's happened is the lacquer hasn't bent and then bent back. But it's the best Westtone I've ever played. The best Westtone Thunder I've ever played by miles. It's a really nice one, an early one, an 82, is it? I just don't need another. I don't need any more Westtones. I sold the Pantera. I'm still going to sell the Spectrum 3, and I'm going to sell the Prestige because I don't play them. What's the point in having them? That's the Phil guitar. I think it was better before. I thought it was cool. If what's the Phil guitar? What, the Raven? Oh no, not painted Phil. Phil's got a Phil's probably going to have to get sold though, because I mean I never play it. It's probably going to get the Seymour Duncan 59s that are stock to that guitar taken out it and sold, because they're probably going to sell for more than the guitar is worth. And then I was actually thinking, one of the things I don't like about that guitar is it doesn't have coil split ability because it's got those Seymour Duncans in it. So I'm thinking of putting other pickups in it and maybe giving it another shot. I'm really pressing you to remember my story. The problem is, Alexander, it's like or Alex, I don't have to call you Alex, but it's I remember what you look like, but I genuinely remember people's guitar, especially if I've sold somebody a guitar, so I've met them once, or I've fixed a guitar for them, so I've probably met them twice, once when they dropped it up, once when they picked it up. We got a chance to remember, but if it's only once, I just don't remember, and it's like I recognise you. I know you from somewhere. Who is it you are? What you want to do is go, hi Mark, how's it going? It's like, up your eye, how's it going? And I'm looking at it and he got up here. Yeah, I really liked when you changed the pickups on my Epiphone Les Paul. But I know who you are now. That's it, yeah. Actually reminds me of the Love Bug, the Herbie car. The first Herbie film. There's a bit where the guy was like, up here, yeah, you're that Jim Douglas. You crashed a Lamborghini Murata and blah, blah, blah at Santa Fe, and then you totaled a... I don't remember a name, but I remember a car, yeah. You just undercoated your black bag door with pink undercoat. Apparently it's the best colour before painting red. Who knew? Certainly didn't know. You just make sure Mick Jagger doesn't come past, because he sees a red door and he has to paint it black. Hey Jeff! Tech issues, or... I don't know anything about tech issues. I have them, but I don't know how you sort them. You're actually selling Phil over there. If anyone buying Phil, it's going to be me. Well, JPax knows how to post to America, so it can be done. What was it? I did find it online when I got it. Roberts. There was a guitar brand called Roberts, and they had a signature model for some guy in some American band. I didn't know who it was. I'd never heard of him. And he had basically Phil, but in blue, and that was his signature model. So I don't know when that was. Some band in, I'm going to guess about 2000, because Phil I've got says 2000 on the 12th fret, therefore assuming it's from the millennium. Gold sparkle under Candy Apple Red, yeah. I do have to say that Candy Apple Red is... They're called toffee apples over here, but yeah. I'm a fan of that. Did you know that colour was actually Leo Fender's invention? Candy Apple Red was not a car colour. It was made of car silver with car red put on top of it, but it was actually his idea. I love the various colours of white you can get with these guitars, though. It's like, you just go, it's kind of beige-ish. And I've been playing this guitar with the tone control rolled to nothing. Can't beat that. Hold on, why am I not seeing the VU meter? I'm not liking that very much. What's going on? Now I'm seeing the VU meter. Right, why am I not seeing the chat? Sorry. Never start fidgeting with things once it's already running. Once it's starting, we should just be... no. That. VU meter. And then... that on top. There we go. There's obviously a better way of doing this. The problem is I need to be waiting. I'm meant to be getting a new laptop, but it's kind of fallen through and not happened, and I'm still using an Ethernet cable on my old shitty one. Also, I'm getting a bad bit rate, which I shouldn't be. I should be on... The wee guy from Virgin was like giving it about 20 times the bit rate that you had before, so I don't know what the bit rate means. Oh, the current bit rate is lower than the recommended ones. That means I can do better than this. Okay, right. So that warning that I've been kind of ignoring actually says the stream's current bit rate is lower than what you should be doing. So I should be better quality than this. It does say open with something, but I don't know if I want to do that when it's on. The panic of trying to put the live stream back on again when it's already off is real. So who's got a telly with an ashtray on it? And who's played one this long with the ashtray still attached? So my comment was, I'm awfully dark. I've not really got the lighting options right in here yet. That's what the YouTube boom's for. It's got a big fucking wardrobe mirror door thing, which is, I thought, that's going to be great because that's going to let light in. In here seems to be a bit, I mean, I can shine it on my face, but it's a bit, these daylight bulbs. Is that like a bit, it burns. Dark room. Oh, if you're awfully dark tonight, that's because I had the tone control on full without meaning it the whole night. I considered buying an ashtray. Yeah, see, if it was your phone, that's basically burning my eyeballs. Yeah, see, the thing is, obviously you can get them in, even on Temu, they're not. See, if they'd been like £2 or £3, I would have probably bought one. But they're like £12. It's like, for something like that, but you know it's not going to work. Also, it's like having a relic guitar. If you've got a guitar that's got all bashes on it and shit, that's real. It's got damage, rocking. If somebody's done it with sandpaper, that's the same as, like, you know, if you've bought one of these to stick on your normal telly, it's not the same as actually having, you know, when you take it off, as I was saying earlier on, when it's got a really sharp edge and the bridge itself is made of a non-polished metal. Different. I mean, your wife, she doesn't play the guitar, but is into a bit of palm muting. You chose wisely. Yeah. What is? Well, at least for that retro vibe at the cover, but never seemed to fit any of the bastards. Be any help with your picture? Is that the problem? Maybe it doesn't fit onto. I'm trying to think. I don't actually have a Telecaster that I can get to easily. Well, obviously it's got to have the ashtray bridge with the square edges on it to clip on. That could be the problem. Yes. Well, the thing is, it kind of does make sense. It's not insane, the idea of having it there, because it is quite nice to set your hand on it. It's kind of like a wee bit like the wrap over bridge type feeling. It just means you can't really mute it. It's just too long. See if it'd been a bit less long. See if you know, it'd maybe been that long and the pickup wasn't under it. It would maybe make a bit more sense. Just because it stops you stabbing your hand. It means you can... But not being able to palm mute's a bit of a strange one. But maybe if you're really big into palm muting, because obviously palm muting is not the only muting that can be done, so maybe just having one makes you mute with your fingers a bit more. Or maybe lets things ring. Maybe a bit different. Whereas the ashtray, rather than sit there over a bit, doesn't seem to kill noise. I don't think it's meant to kill noise. Well, maybe it is. I suppose technically you're creating like a Faraday cage round the pickup. I don't know. But this is quite a noisy pickup. So if I go into the bridge pickup, I put it up full bung, and then go up to the telly, it'll be noisy. Right. Here's your volume. Does it get less? Yeah, well done. No. It's a higher. No, I don't think it makes any difference. Although the first time I did, I thought it did. Hey, Sloaney! Sloaney's here, we're alright, we can go now, we can now start. Let's get the rude stuff out. Right, that crappy white Les Paul copied as well for 30 years of smoking it. It was the colour of old floorboards. Sounds nice. Like a Les Paul real tobacco nicotine burst. It didn't fit in 4 different models. The bridge pickup can be abrasive as fuck with the wrong setting. I'm not sure. Well, yes. Yeah, but I mean, that's the same with a Strat. The thing, it depends what it is you're trying to do. I mean, I found that, again, there's an awful lot of perceived wisdom that you've read, therefore you believe, which I remember, it's always a case that I was saying earlier on. It's like telly bridge pickup, Strat neck pickup, telly neck pickup, Strat bridge pickup, you know what I mean? A bit too spiky and stuff like that. It kind of depends what it is. Sometimes the Strat bridge pickup is amazing, with the right fuzz pedal or distortion, or even, it depends what it is you're trying to do. It's not good for everything, I suppose. It's absolutely designed maybe it is designed to kill noise. I didn't know that. I assumed it was to stop you stabbing your hand on the, just basically look pretty. I saw it. There are. I was saying that it was last week, 2 weeks ago. I said, everyone else looking on Facebook Marketplace, and there's absolutely fuck all interesting. I bought a. Someone was saying a Aria Pro 2 YS 200. Any of you buy it? Never had one. It kind of looks a wee bit like the Raven there. It's kind of like the double cut Les Paul thing, and it's got the stripe down the centre like a West Tone Thunder does, even though it's not neck through. But I made in Japan. Guitar. It looked fucking great. And I saw it, and a guy was selling a Hofner 335 for like 120 quid or something, which is pretty good for a 335 of any type. Looked like an old one. And he had this Aria YS, and then I saw the Aria YS the following day up for 100 quid. I'm very tempted to buy it, but I bought this. Ended up buying that bass amp. Oh. Been chatting up Alison Rouse up past couple of days. I don't know who Alison Rouse is, but there you go. I probably should. Oh, Sloaney, I saw the Suzuki Hummingbird. My pal sent me that. Yeah. You think as you know the guitar. I mean, what was the one? I had a shot of one. It was a Columbus, and I bet it was the same one. I think all the Tirada built. Yeah, but it's difficult to. So the guitar thing's funny though. It's like it's like the things you know when a guitar's for you. I've also got a thing about on the back of in the grain. Well, if you don't click it on properly, it rattles. On my Schecter P bass, my first great guitar, there was like a thing that looks a wee bit like a totem pole in the grain, which looks like faces and a psychedelic man. But it's something to do with just whatever angle it's cut at, and so many of my favourite guitars have it. This one has it on the back of the neck and on the edge of the fingerboard. She's a groupie, John Edwards. Oh, well done. Yeah, there you go. Valve amps are really struggling because nobody's gigging. Yes, I mean, also, I mean, you got to be honest, like the idea of doing a gig for not getting paid for very much because you're not getting paid very much. Everywhere's got a big PA. Is it more sensible to turn up with your guitar on your back with your some modelling pedal thing, so you don't need a tube amp anyway, rather than lugging it in, and then that means you can all just get a taxi to the gig. You're not getting paid fuck all anyway. You know what I mean? Most people are doing free. Yeah, there must be an element of that, and just for sensibleness. You've got the Columbus Hummingbirds already, but still they're nice guitars. I honestly thought you had just got the Suzuki. It was in Lennoxtown, was it? I wonder if it was the same guy in you that bought it off. It was good. Sorry. I was thinking about when you picked up that remote, why don't you get them for guitar amps? A remote? Yeah, I mean, it's something that I'm not saying that it would be a fantastic idea having a remote control for your guitar amp, but I'm surprised. Yeah, there you go. Why not? Why not have a remote control for your guitar amp? Like an infrared remote control? Yeah, no, totally. Stop Western country cufflinks. I'm selling a Valve amp to buy another Valve amp, gigging at home. Yes, actually, there's a Valve amp on Facebook Marketplace right now. A Fender Champion 800, and I've played two of them, and they're fucking brilliant. Honestly, see all the other wee sub 5 watt amps, or the PV one, the Epiphone one, the Granger one. Nah. The Fender Champ one sounds fucking great. They're twice the price of the other ones. It's not expensive. I keep looking at it and thinking, if that goes to 60 quid, it's getting bought. And just the way nobody wants to borrow them, yeah, totally. No, you have to, if you're local and that wee Fender Champ thing, and you think, oh, I've had the wee Black Star HD1, and I've had the, the Epiphone Valve Junior, and I've had the, what was the PV one, the Royal 8. It's like, the wee sort of 5 watt. No, the Fender one's different. Just a bollocks weekend attempting to decorate my kitchen. I don't know, I'd probably think Stoney maybe had a worse week than... Who cares if you decorate the kitchen? Fuck it, who gives a fuck? A doofer. Yep, that's what my granny used to call it. She used to always pronounce... she used to say things were swanky, and also it was stereo, not stereo. The remote will get nicked by a man, but okay. Yeah, I mean, you do get... I think Neil Young has, like, pedals. He's got, like, a remote control for his... Because he plays everything through, like, a Fender Champ or something like that. And it's only got, like, gain, volume, and tone on it or something. But he's got, like, a preset thing on the floor, which is, like, a mechanical device. So if you press button 1, it twiddles the knobs physically. They actually attach onto the front of the amp. And it'll put the gain at 6 and the volume at 2 and the tone in the middle. And then if you clicks at 2, it'll physically and move the knobs to be his clean setting or whatever it is. But yeah, the remote control is more shit to go wrong. Basically anything that's more shit to go wrong is a good thing. I'm currently running a guitar straight into an amp. And then, in brackets, with a reverb pedal in the effects loop and a channel changing thing to put distortion or clean. That means I'm unclean, so if I could stop on it. Yeah, Sloaney, I did feel a little bit when he was saying he's having a shit time painting his kitchen. It's like, that's kind of different level shit. Trying to vase into a lamp with a painting. So yeah. A Blackstar Beam amp. I don't know what a Beam amp is. Why am I thinking about a Blackstar ID core? Did somebody I know just buy one? No, I think what did I see? Was it somebody selling a bass? Somebody was selling a bass last week, and it was like an SX bass with a Blackstar ID core, and it only went like 50 quid, so I was on that. I'm not sure what the Beam amp is, but I have to say that the Blackstar ID cores are fucking brilliant. In saying that, there is a difference. I don't know. It's like they kind of average things out a little bit. Some of these things. I can't believe how much I love that orange amp. It's really good. I mean, it's totally not doing what it's meant to be doing. It's sitting, on the lowest power mode in half, and then the volume control's just at what it's just registering. But there's so much more about just having like a nice tone, and it's like, how have you got it set up? There's only freaking 3 knobs. Okay, there's 6 knobs, but 3 of them are for the clean channel. That's volume, bass, and treble. And in the gain channel, you've only got gain and volume and a shape button in the middle, like a tone control. But that's it. Up to 4 tube amps now running the Supro and the orange in stereo. I bet it sounds brilliant. Beam means bass, acoustic electric music. Alright, like a almost like a PA type head thing. I've got a wee Torque PA head, PA amp, which is like, I think it's got maybe it's only a 10-inch speaker. I don't think it's as big as a 12 inch. Maybe a 10-inch speaker, and it's got like a keyboard, a microphone, and a guitar input on the front, and it's loud as fuck. There's the sort of thing that feasibly you could, basically, if you're talking about doing like a pub folk band or something like that, yeah, totally. It's enough to maybe a light drummer. It's enough to play along with a light drummer. What about them remaking Highlander? Is that why I saw a Highlander thing the other day? And they were talking about Highlander 2. So I'd never seen Highlander, And I remember going to the cinema to see Highlander 2, and my pal who had seen Highlander was like, no, 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 no. And I was like, I quite enjoyed it. It didn't really make any sense. Yeah, I bet they'll fuck it up. You know that obviously, if you're a Highlander fan, if you look up Jesse Ray, who I played bass for a wee while, but a lot of the shots in Highlander were, and the camera crew and the helicopter and the system for filming shit from a helicopter in a mad plywood box thing with a was done by Jesse Ray. Yeah, so that's who it's. Jesse did his videos before Highlander, even though you watch Jesse's videos and you go, that's a shot from Highlander, that's a shot from Highlander, they did that in Highlander. Yeah, because they'd done it in Jesse's video first. 3 valve and a 70s solid state if you want to get the plaster off your walls. But yeah, there is an element of, I don't know. The thing is, I think I need to try and fix up the Carlton amp, because the clean sound of that was amazing. Clean sounds, although they're slightly different, can totally work on a solid state. And I think, again, one of the problems with the solid state not being as good as a valve amp is, maybe not so much now because you're into the modelling thing, but 10 years ago, 20 years ago, everyone wanted valves, therefore the valve amps were still, they started at 500 quid or something. So you're going, I've got a 50 watt valve amp, 500 quid. It sounds much better than the 50 watt tube amp. Not tube amp, solid state amp. And it's like, yeah, but the solid state amp was 150 quid, not 500 quid. So the speaker's not as good, the container, it's just not as well built. Whereas you could have built the solid state amp as good as that. Okay, it might have been the same price, but it would be more comparable. If that makes sense. No, but everybody should be on the lookout for this and the Tempest. It doesn't matter which make it is. I think if you're going to compare this guitar to whatever the original Tele is, a 1960 Telecaster, this guitar is closer to a 1960 Telecaster than anyone you can buy just now, apart from, custom shop 1960 Telecaster. It's got that built in the old way with by hand and shit, which I don't think you really get now. It's all built by computer, whereas obviously there's some CNC involved, but it's still put together by hand, especially if it's put together in Edinburgh and then finished by me, because it doesn't really matter how good you are at building guitars, if you know what I mean. Like in a factory, use Malcolm, he's really good at setting up these guitars. That's the guitar that you're doing, which takes X amount of time. If it's my own guitar, you can make it play much better. Wee Vox VT20 is a wee mini tube. Yes, I know the one you mean, yes. I've got the ID core, but it's not great with a bass. No, you need a bass amp. I've got a bass amp I can sell you, Alex. It's a... Well... no, I've got a bass. Give me a message. It's an Ashdown. It's maybe not the prettiest. It's got like the furry... I'll do a video of it. I don't know if I have done a video. It's quite cool. It's got blue speakers in it. Or a blue speaker. So it's like I think it's like 100 watt or something like that. I wouldn't want that much money for it, but it's fucking good. The thing about a bass amp, it's not like a guitar amp. Where a guitar amp, like what I'm talking about just now, I've got my, I think it's 60 watt, is it? Is it only 30 watt? My 30 watt Orange sitting there with a switch in the back, putting it down to 15 watt, and a switch in the front, putting it down to 7.5 watt, and then playing it as quiet as it goes. You kind of want to drive a guitar amp to get the sound. In a bass amp, what you want is fucking headroom. So the best sound you're going to get, if you're playing through this thing, which is 100 and something watts, having it at 1 just gives you hundreds of headroom and a massive sound. So it's not like the whole thing where rather than have a Marshall 4x12 with your guitar coming through it and have it at 1 out of 10, have the the Fender Champ next to it with one 10-inch speaker at full bung. That'll sound great. That's not how bass works. Bass is you want more, and then, Hey, sorry, you've not had the right telly yet. Honestly, one day you'll find one. Something will happen. You'll end up getting a shot of it, and it'll suddenly make sense. For me, it was my pal Peg, who still has it, a purple Mexican Fender, and I just thought it looked cool as fuck. That was when I decided I thought tellies looked cool as fuck. And anytime I got a shot of it, it's like, that's dirty. I don't like it at all. And then we were having a jam. I don't know what was going on. Had my guitar broken and I forgot to bring mine, whatever, and I was stuck with it. And we had to have a jam for half an hour, just sitting drinking. And during that half hour, I grew to love tellies, and they make perfect sense. Oh, Sloaney, I just bought a beat up. You missed earlier on. I just bought a beat up Trace Elliott bass rig, 250 watt head, 2x10 cabinet. A Morris telly. I think I've had a Morris telly. It's what's your one, Alex? It's not Morris. But my wad in the dojo room again. It's like, hey Victor, your Blackstar HT1. Yes, I had the HT5. Has your HT1 got the speaker in it? Because I think what let the HT5 down was either the cabinet or the speaker. It sounded great, but it didn't compare to my wee Laney VC15 because I think the speaker. But I did have the VC5 through the Trace Elliott 3x12, and it sounded as good as anything. I think there's a bit in that. I don't know whether it's just the small speaker or the actual shape of the cabinet. I think there's science in there we don't know about, because the vaporizer, which is still under a cover in the corner, I put this through the vaporizer, has got two 10-inch speakers, and everyone says they're shit, but the fucking amp sounds amazing. Maybe I'm not really that used to it, but see, just because it's quite a big cabinet with two wee speakers in it, I think maybe that gives it a certain sound. I don't know. You got that mountain bike, medium size, and it seems too large. I just know we used to get a jam. I'll play whatever anyone else can't play. I'm actually thinking, can I get room for an electric drum kit? What about that? In the YouTube room, I'd need to get, maybe we have a live jam once every couple of months, get like 4 of us together, and then we'll go in and we'll do a live stream, but we'll actually have the amps. An Area Pro 2 bass. In fairness, it's not Harley Benton, but I'm not in love with the jangliness of a bass. The Pro 2 telly, okay. Yeah, but an Area Pro 2 telly, I don't know, have a shot of the way the telly's meant to be. The Area, that's a later on, a more modern one, and you get this thing where, I don't know, is it still the same now? It is a little bit like any guitar you're buying, not the cheapest guitar right here. We're talking here, for me, mid-price used to be sort of 200, 400, 200, 300, 400, that kind of thing, where it's kind of, I don't think that this necessarily applies these days, but that should be your second guitar. Your first guitar should not be the 250, 400 pound guitar. That should not be your first guitar. You should have a guitar first before that. That should be your second guitar. I've been playing for a year or 18 months and I'm ready to move up to get something I actually appreciate. That's when you should be looking at those. I've forgotten what my point was. Yeah, but in that price range for the last 20 years, there's not the same difference between like a Telecaster and whatever the equivalent value Les Paul is. They're kind of, if you take what a Gibson, a real Les Paul's like, and kind of make it a bit more in the middle, a bit more like all the other guitars, you take the telly and you make it a bit more like other guitars, you end up with this thing in the middle where it kind of does everything. Everyone will like it. There's nothing not to like. But you've lost the character of what made it a Telecaster. So if you're buying a classic Vibe Telly or whatever, or an Epiphone Les Paul, you're getting something that's more nearer the middle than a Gibson Les Paul would be more extreme. It would be shit at doing what a Strat does. You can't do that. Whereas if you've got like an Epiphone one, it can get closer to a Strat. Talking a lot of shit in it. Don't play bass, but you do. It's a West Tone Thunder. Quite right. Do you buy strings from Amazon? I don't like Amazon, but yes, I have bought them from Amazon. You've got a G&L telly with an ashtray, what, like a modern one? Did it come with the ashtray? I see G&L have closed down, actually, haven't they? Hate to admit it, but the East Coast tellies. Imagine what a real telly's like there, Kit Kats. That's what I'm talking about. The one you've got there is Telecaster shape, and it does have Telecaster traits, but it's not that different from the East Coast Stratocaster. It's not as different when you get to something like this, which has got the almost unusably spiky bridge pickup and unbelievably muddy neck pickup, which are like both beyond what you would normally expect. It really fucking works. First guitar was an 83 Tokai Strat. You take it, you don't still have it, Sloaney. You got to learn these things. And for me, it was the SG. I wanted an SG. Wasn't really interested in any other guitars. It wasn't until later on these things started making sense to me. And suddenly, I think it maybe the clean thing. This can kind of... I think this telly can cover more of the rock, like your Led Zeppelin, well, I suppose he used a telly, but you know what I mean, more of the slash sound you can get out of this telly than if you went the other way, you were trying to use a Les Paul to get a famous Telecaster twangy type sound. It's easier going the other way. I assume a Westfield's a Les Paul. Yeah, totally. Westfield SG. Yeah, I've got one. I've actually got one that's coming up for sale. I was playing that. It's like a little bit like that. The Richwood Thin Line. It's like, what would I do to this to make it the ultimate guitar? And it's polish it again. You know what I mean? I've done everything else. There's not really... It's not one of those guitars where you go, oh, that would be great if you put a humbucker in it, or that would be great if you put a coil split in it, or that would be great if you did this or added this. It's like, well, nothing on it's bad. It's all humongous, homogeneous, whatever you call it. Okay, so that was one that's sold to Victor Morris. No, I understand, not talking about selling things to Victor Morris. Yes. No, but I mean, you can't go back and forget about these things. Or you have to go back and forget about it. I did buy a crossbow in Victor Morris, yes. The thing was terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Truly. Arguments made for you can pan mute if you play there. Hey, Shaky Blues! I don't often play blues, but when I do play blues, it's shaky. It's amazing how your brain instantly switches when you've got the ashtray. You know, say, I'm not pan muting there. I'm not. What I'm doing just automatically is using one of my other fingers to mute it. Or muting it from this end. I don't know what it is I'm doing, but I'm doing it without it. There's a Dylon. I quite like the name of Dylon. In my hood for cheap, but it's a black Strat. I've loads of black Strats. They were mid-level Japanese Strats from Cushion. If it's cheap, obviously it's not cheap enough. But yeah, the black Strat. I don't like blacks. It's amazing the difference. I mean, that... Well, I don't know. See, the thing is, I do have a black telly. My favourite black guitar I've got. Now cycling through all the black guitars in my head. My top black guitars would be the Washburn A20. That CSL Telecaster. The Casio MIDI guitar. I don't think I've got any other black guitars. But white ones. Oh. Hey, Shaky Blues, cheers. It does. It's a Yazuki. We'll just talk about if you can pick up a Japanese Strat from this era. They're just fantastic. And they're more telly than a modern telly is, because the modern guitar has to cover all the bases. This doesn't. This just has to be a telly. I've done tie dye. I need to get a set of I need to get a tie dye thing. My favourite t-shirt from years ago, which I just found a couple of weeks ago, my white Flattercraft t-shirt has got like orange stains in it because it's just been sitting. It was sitting in the attic, and I've tried washing it twice and it's still got fucking stains on it. It looks like I've diarrheaed myself. And it's like, so I need to either boil it or get it tie dyed. Red guitars play faster. I've heard this, but to be fair, it was Scott the Bastard that told me red guitars were faster. The Red Star is, the Red Star probably is still my favourite Roadster. There's one there. It's quite good, which I'm about to change to. No offsets like a Jaguar or a Jazzmaster collection. I do not. Technically, which I don't think it should be in the offsets, I do have a Music Master bass and a Mustang bass, which I can understand why they're in the offset thing. And I suppose technically I've got the Judge Death jazz bass, because the offset is basically this cut and this cut are not in a line like they are, even though they're not really in a line, are they? They're kind of in a line, so they would kind of be more that way. More that way. Aye. No, again, a little bit like that telly thin line. It's a bit cool for me. I need something a bit odder. That's like one of those, oh, that's a really nice guitar. I don't want a fucking guitar. I don't know if I've got any guitars. If everybody liked it, it can't be that good, because everybody likes it. Fuck's sake. So my guitars are always, you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. You might hate most of them, but I hope I don't have any middle of the roady ones where I kind of like it. No, yeah, fucking go, wow, look at that white Japanese telly, or you go, I don't like Telecasters. Anybody I mean, doesn't appreciate how cool offsets are. As I was saying, actually, to my pal Ronnie earlier on, I feel that there's a bit of an image with, I went the other way. I was going with Gretches and Mustangs and Jaguars and Jazzmasters, but this way we'll go Jaguars and Jazzmasters and Gretches are for people who are trying to be cool. People who are cool play Yazuki Telecasters, because they don't need to be in the cool gang. They go, no, I'll just do what I like. Oh my god, Trailblazer! Yeah. But yeah, I'm not keen on that. I don't appreciate how cool offsets are. I do see them as cool, but I don't see them as cool as a positive term. I see it as cool as in, I've got a beard and a top knot and a jumper, and I sit on my apple in Costa Coffee. Yeah. Does anyone here play with their fingers? It's just that I have an awful itchy bottom. I quite like the Jaguar, but they're silly money. Well, that's where it kind of comes in with something like that blue thin line. They're worth too much money for what they are. If a Jaguar was significantly cheaper than a normal guitar, yeah, I could dig it, but they're not. They're more expensive and they're not as good. Let's be honest. The trem thing and the not very good pickup layout and all that, there's a reason why most guitars are copies of a Strat. For that, you know what I mean? That's why I like old guitar. Old battery guitar don't look like the crap in guitar. It's a shame. It comes in and I know I talked about this last week when I moved in. When I was moving, obviously I've moved all my guitars. The same with the records. I moved them all. So I've seen them all. And honestly, I would say, let's say there's 100. I don't think there's quite 100. There's about something like that. Those are my 100 favourite guitars in the world. Going into guitar, there's 1,000 guitars. There's only, if there's any that, I don't think there's going to be, it's unlikely there's going to be one that I have to have. So therefore, every single guitar I own, I like better than anything you can buy on Anderton's right now. I mean, I'm not boasting about it, that's a true fact. It means something to me. That's what I like. It doesn't matter whether it's popular or not. Generally, I don't really have any Epiphones or Squiers because I've got this. I've got a Squier Classic Vibe Telly. This is miles better. The Squier Classic Vibe Telly is worth 3 times as much. Sell it. That's what my guitar collection is. I don't have ones that are worth money. I have ones that are good. The best ones. Also the best looking ones. Oh. Don't like offsets or upside down headstocks. Oh, the second set. Well, it's a Mustang an offset. I'm not really one for the offsets, but I don't mind a upside down headstock. It depends where it goes. I've got 3 Gretches and 3 offsets. You don't go to Quota. Do you have a beard and you wear a jumper and you're into like the office and shit like that? No. Kit Kats, I think you're dodgy, man. You're not cool at all. 3 Gretches, 3 offsets. Don't like Telecasters. Are you even a man? Fuck's sake. I have a Jag, it's an offset, but it weighs about 4.5 kilograms. No, I did. I remember of all the offsets I've had, there was one I liked, and it was a Jaguar. It was black, which is not the colour I would like with a white scratch plate. And I'd set it up for a guy, and it was a Japanese one, and it was different level. It wasn't like every other one I've ever played. I have played Fender ones. Yes, because David had a Fender one. It was an American one as well. But this Japanese one, it was 90s, I think. And it was like really playing it. It's on video. It was in Milton Camps. It's definitely there. And it was like, I understand this. It was very different. You know, I was talking earlier on about how this is more like a Telecaster than most Telecasters are kind of in the middle. This Jaguar was like the pure Jaguar, not in the middle guitar in the shape of a Jaguar. And it was really weird and an odd shape and strange action, and everything was weird about it, but it made sense for what it was. It wasn't generic guitar A in the shape of a Jaguar. It was a different thing, and it made sense. And I was talking to the guy, and he's like, yeah, these are going for 1,100 quid. And I'm like, fuck off, I'm not paying 1,100 quid. But you know what I mean? It was like, it was worth it, but not at 1,100 quid. At my price, I would have bought it. No matter the instrument, if you're talented, skill, quality doesn't matter. Just shows your skills, not shoes your skills. Well, and to a certain extent, yes. I mean, the amount of difference, the amount of people that spend so much time on the internet finding out what the best tube screamer is to have, because I need to have a tube screamer. See all that time that you spent looking up tube screamers and what's the best tube screamer to have. See if you'd actually been practicing playing the guitar, that would make fuckloads more difference than any tube screamer you had. Whether you bought a Temu tube screamer or a vintage tube screamer, the amount of time it spent, if you spent 10 hours looking up. Just playing the fucking guitar would make you better. I reckon there's a lot of filler in that record collection. You think so? Well, it's not all expensive records. It's like guitars. Am I going to buy this? Yes, I am. Am I going to buy this at 20 quid? I'm going to buy this at 20 quid no matter how many I've already got. Am I going to pay more what it's worth? No, I'm not. So I'm not going to be as... That's the same with the records. Any record I paid more than like 7 or 8 quid for, I knew was a special one. But they're not the best ones. Oh. Hey Stevie Mac, how's it going? Hey Ken Owen loves metal, do you like Star Wars? Yes, I do. Am I even going to try and play it and then get... Nope. I said I liked it, I didn't say I could play it on the guitar. A telly and a pink t-shirt, of course I like Star Wars. It's like, I was going to say that you can't see the lightsaber that's hanging in the wall in the hall. Never on the Squire, there's good Squires there, Sloaney. If you see a Squire bullet, ho ho! Behringer Tube Screamer kicks ass. I bet it does. I have had a few Tube Screamers, but not actual Tube Screamers, but Tube Screamer circuit pedals. They never made any sense to me. I didn't like them. They were shit. And then I put one into a Stratocaster, which I saw sold to a guy on, and my God, did it make sense. It was like, no, this is it. I mean, we're talking, this was a Temu one, so it was like a tenner. But the actual concept of it, I'm not saying that the Temu one is the best Tube Screamer, but the Tube Screamer made sense to me at that point, whereas always before it, it's like, it didn't really make any sense. How many Frankie Goes to Hollywood records? That's a dead easy one. It's a round number, and that is none. I don't even think I've got a single for them, but no, I don't. I'm sorry. I'm just, you're backing up the wrong tree. But FCGH. Cobb Vanth is a cool. That's your fucking the one that looks like you, Mr. Whitesnake. I know that. He's coming back because obviously they didn't kill him. I think it's Vance, V-A-N-C-E, but that might not be right. You're more of a Star Wars fan than me. Right, let's kill the telly and move on to the guitar, which no matter how much I love this telly, it's fucking great. It's not this. And since I've got better lights, maybe you'll be able to see it this week. But wow. And you don't have to ask me which pickup you're using there, Malcolm. I've not tuned it. The sound's in tune, that's good enough. The Oasis collection's dead easy to find, by the way. It's not in this house. I did used to have an Oasis song. When my wee brother bought Donkey Kong on the Super Nintendo, it came with a CD which had Primal Scream Rocks Off on it and an Oasis song. So I used to have, and it's maybe still in the CDs, an Oasis song. This guitar is killer. Sometimes you can pinch harmonic certain notes, and then in some guitars you can pinch harmonic every single note. This one for some reason does it. Because I'm drunk, I'm hitting quite a lot of notes I'm playing notes that I'm not hitting. Also, this type of bridge here, hardtail wrap over type thing, it cannot be coincidence. It's all the guitars I've had that have had this type of bridge, being the BC Rich Wave, which this was actually on, which I put a Wonder Bar on, which I shouldn't have done, but that, my original Hondo, basically this shape was an H Fame series, Formula 1 series, which was this shape, but it had a carved top. That, the Corker, my 74 Les Paul have this arrangement thing, and they all feel the same. This is a great fucking arrangement. It does something to the tension. I can't really describe it, but it definitely, if you've not played a guitar with this and it's made sense, you've not played the right guitar with this type of bridge. Original Oasis pressings are worth good money now. The hipsters are creaming themselves to buy them so that they can pretend they've been a fan forever. Yes. Is it Brothers? No. Is it Brothers Records? I have to be honest, I nearly bought Definitely Maybe one time because it was only a £5 on vinyl. I bet you that's worth £100 now. This is going back 20 years. I saw it. It was like that. I even said to the guy in record fairs like that, I fucking hate Oasis. They're really, honestly, they're the purgings that they're fucking dying at that. They're honestly, it's like, it's almost painful to listen to them. I kind of almost want to buy this album for a £5 because I know it's worth money, and I'll stop some poor person buying it thinking it's going to be good, but I didn't do it. Oh. Liam, can you put up with me for 3 months, £50 quid? Oh, but the thing is, there's a different way of looking at it. It's like, I don't necessarily dislike the band. I just hate the music. The music has got no quality in it at all, and it's done intentionally. It's like, pure, no, we found this system where we can put out zero effort shite that's so middle of the road that nobody can not like it. And it's like, it's so middle of the road, there's nothing not to like. What is there for a musician or a music fan in Oasis? Oh, there's nothing to not like. That means there's nothing to like. It's just bland shite. In fact, I walk a lonely road. Is that not exactly the same chords? It's much better than the fucking Oasis shiter. This guitar's amazing. All the Oasis pressings. Even could. Oh God, Be Here Now. Oh, I saw that tour. The Be Here Now, and I was there then. Be Here Now. I was there then, and again, it was completely unique in every single concert or gig I've ever been to. As in every other gig I've ever been to, there were music fans there. Even in a pub, there were music fans there. At Oasis, it was a football match. It wasn't. It was unlike every other gig I've ever been to. Right, Rush. I wish I could play some. Yes, I do like Rush. I like Hemispheres, which I've not actually listened to since I moved in. No Rush has been played in here. My pal Wayne, who was on earlier on, is a massive Rush fan. Unfortunately, I've met a few Rush fans, and unfortunately, they are a stereotype. Many of you will have met a Rush fan Well, it's like pure, Rush, do you like Rush, do you like Rush, do you like Rush? And you're like, pure, yeah, I kind of like a couple of songs. Oh, pure, and then they'll tell you about the recording console, the type of tape that was used on the recording console on the first take of the first song on Farewell to Kings, but then they replaced it with the Tascam tape. That's what they'll tell you. And then anytime you ever play your Rush, will always be a completely different song. They'll never play you the same song again. They'll play, listen to this one, and they'll talk all the way through it, telling you how amazing it is, and then they'll move on to the next song, which will be 10 years apart, and then they'll go, isn't this good? And it's mental. Not that there's anything against them, it's a very Rush fanny thing. Rush fans scare away other people from liking Rush. Rush fans, what you want to do is say, oh, Rush are really good. There's an album called Hemispheres. I'll give you a copy of it, or borrow it, or listen to it on YouTube. Go and do that on your own and enjoy it and understand what Rush is. Don't put on increasingly obscure songs and talk all the way through them, telling you what kind of drum it was he was using there, or why that's got that on it, or, you know. But yeah, I do quite like Rush. I don't necessarily like Rush fans. I'm going to give me a Steve Vai Whitesnake CD I'm listening to in the car. Fuck that guy, he's using wham on the like cheap end in the groove. Is that Slip of the Tongue? I mean, no matter how much you like the music, Mr. Whitesnake, you have to admit some of the song titles. Was it slowpoke music? Kitten's Got Claws? You know, Slip of the Tongue. Yeah, that's good titles. Has it got sailing ships on it? I don't know. I'm not a fan of generally music of that era. Obviously, every now and again, a wee Here I Go Again 87 remix. If you've got the 12-inch single, it's got some funky ones on that. Edge your Tube Screamer. Before I arrange my pedal board ahead, I'm only using Ibanez Tube Screamer with the Ibanez Mini Tube Screamer at the same time. Well, and the thing is, it's one of those things like, there are obviously there's not all Tube Screamers are exactly the same. There's better ones and not as good ones, but they all kind of do the same thing, to the point of going, well, I really don't like delay, or I really don't like cheese. No, I don't like cheese. Oh, but you'll like this cheese. You'll like this cheese. And it's like, well, no, if I don't like cheese, it's unlikely I'm going to like the cheese that you're, you know, it's one of those things. Oh. I was at the Oasis Loch. It was our generation's version of Woodstock or Hyde Park. I love Upset and Lump about it. I was there at the front too. I saw REM a couple of weeks later. Donington 84. Wow. I genuinely, I met my pal Wayne, who's gone to bed now, talking about Grant guitars and Washburns and all that, and I'd met him, and then we went to a Rush convention in Bathgate, and then we went to Download Festival because he was a bin man for the area, and we were literally walked into the Download Festival up over the top, and I was up here, fuck's sake, this is Donington, and Wayne's like that. Of course it is. This is where AC/DC did the fucking Thunderstruck like that. Yeah, I never twigged that it was the same fucking thing, but there you go. Yeah. Sunday Bloody Sunday, not a fan. I mean, you get Sabbath Bloody Sabbath though, but no, I hated U2 forever. That was one of those bands that everyone said were amazing, and if you were cool, you liked U2. It was later replaced by the Stone Roses, and then it was replaced by Oasis for like pure. Hi, I'm 15, and I think it would be really cool to be into music. What's a really cool music that everybody likes? It's like U2. Oh, I'll buy all the U2 albums and wear a U2 t-shirt. Never listened to anything else, and basically replaced by the Stone Roses, replaced by Oasis, where people with no taste themselves. What kind of music do I like? You like Oasis? Whee! And it's like, what about your own opinion? Do you like Oasis? Oh, I don't know. I'll ask my pals. Yeah. Bono Bongo. Was Guns N' Roses at Donington not the year that people get killed at it? I think I might have seen little snippets of the crowd, bouncing, and it's fucking terrifying. It's worse than watching a tsunami You know, when you see you're watching one of these videos on YouTube, which I always cut off, or the shorts where it shows you a tsunami just coming in and wrecking a big crowd of people. I found that when you see the crowds moving left to right, it's fucking terrifying. This totally sorted download now. Wherever you are in download in Donington, you're never far away. Basically, if you pass out, 20 seconds later, you're over a barrier in with the security guards and getting rushed to the hospital tent. It's pure instant. They put although it looks like a complete big fucking crowd of 100,000 people. No, there's paths and walkways and ways to get down, and it's all divided up very cleverly. So no matter where you are, you're never that far away from, like medical aid or anything like that. It's amazing. Aye. Can't go with that. So giving it aye. I know exactly the bit you mean. No, to be honest, I saw them at Download, whatever year it was, 5 years ago, and they were absolutely awful. Even my pal Peter, who was with us, so here's see Guns N' Roses. I learned to play the guitar from guitar. I'm doing a wee bit of a Slovakian accent because that's where he's from. But yeah, I learned guitar playing. Guns N' Roses is my favourite band ever, and we were walking around. So I was like, Guns N' Roses. I can't wait to see Guns N' Roses. They're on just now. You can hear them. No, they're not. I was like, I'm not that much of a fan, Peter, but I mean that's Welcome to the Jungle. That's Stranglehold, but whatever it is. He's like, no. Oh my God. And honestly, he just watched them like that. And he just went white, basically. Just like, that's not the band that I like. But I mean, there you go. Ian Brown's a living embodiment of missing link, a monkey that would walk up right words. I have a small amount of respect for him because he did a video. It might have actually been The Verve that did the video. No, I'm sure it was an Ian Brown, but it was a video I remember seeing on some TV show, and it was quite good. He was just walking down the street, and everyone had post-it notes on it. Nah, shite. The idea, he pioneered the idea of having this sing-along song where maybe you like Black Sabbath, maybe you like Led Zeppelin. Not everyone can sing along with that because it's quite complicated, pure. Been a long time since it's quite complicated rhythms, and you have to have a sort of competence to sing along with it. Whereas Ian Brown brought in this great thing where it's like, no, I'll just be pure, and everybody has very, very easily able to sing along with that. That's what Liam Gallagher and Noel Gallagher went for. They went for this having it so in the middle that anybody can sing it. You don't need to know anything, and you don't need to know the rhythm because it goes jing, jing, all that. Whereas even something like Queen, everyone likes Queen, but you can't sing it because you need some sort of talent to play that. But you don't need that for Oasis or the Stone Roses. You can just go, and it kind of works because the singing is sort of when you've got a crowd of people who can't sing and have no concept of music or taste, all going, it just kind of fits. Aye. Actually, to be honest, sorry, they're talking about one of the first. When I first got my first TV, it was a black and white telly upstairs. I remember watching Guns N' Roses, and it was one of the Use Your Illusion concerts. And I was like, Guns N' Roses, I like heavy metal, because at the time I thought I liked heavy metal. It was a Rainbow Greatest Hits I had, but just heavy metal, but not like fuck tons better than I am than Guns N' Roses. Sorry, still think that. And I was just seeing Axl dancing about with white lycra shorts on, kind of doing this super gay and I don't want to be like you dance, and that was kind of put me off Guns N' Roses. And they did Live and Let Die. In fact, when I started watching the concert, they were doing Live and Let Die, and it was in the middle of the song, the bit where it goes and I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. What the wow. And then the singer was like, yeah, and it was like, oh my God. Then he started doing this dance where he was kind of like, oh my God. And I was like, so that's why I don't like Guns N' Roses. Johnny to the 84, AC/DC, Van Halen, Ozzy, Gaddy Moore, Y2. Okay, sounds quite good, yeah. I got a spot. Cheers, Ben. There won't be another couple hours. I'm basically only doing these to 10 o'clock. I've nearly drank all my bucky. I also get nicotine cravings because I can't smoke in this house. I'm smoking at the back, which is actually quite good. Kind of calming me down a wee bit. Coldplay mastered that sing-along internationally. Possibly Kit Kat is, but I was never subjected to Coldplay. That was too old for me. I didn't have lots of people telling me that Coldplay were cool and you should listen to them. You know what I mean? So I was just too late. So I don't actually hate them because I've never heard any of their stuff. I've never heard any of their stuff and I thought, oh, that's good. I've just never been subjected to fucking... And it's like, oh God, what's the next song going to be? Oh, they fucking put it on loop. They just put the others, put it on again. Oh God. Oh. Right, good luck at your gig, Joachim. Take a video of it and stick it up. I'll be interested. Spent my guitar money for the family. A 4K giant TV for a PlayStation 4. You should be buying them fucking guitars and food. Tell them to fuck off with their 4K TV. My God. Hey, James. I don't know about song. Axel in his white shorts. Damn you, I need to not sleep tonight. Alright, is that exciting? I don't know, but I mean, the thing is, you get like, it's like being not gay, right? I can sort of see, like, see when you see Elvis in 1970 doing the That's the Way It Is thing, wearing his big suit and all that. It's like, I'm not gay, but I can totally see how the women fancy him. I'm like, oh, fuck it, he deserves it. Look at him. Big hunk of love that he is. Yeah, totally. If I was a woman, I'd go for Elvis. I don't fucking see Axl Rose. I fucking didn't even want to talk to him. It's like, he's got a pure handshake. You know what I mean? Fucking no. I don't smoke when I do it. It's under the ventilation. I quite like that. I remember Blackfoot Sue. I don't remember Blackfoot Sue, but I do know the band Blackfoot. Surprisingly really good. I really actually quite like them. I haven't even got off the roadster. At least I'm not going to get copyright struck like I did last week or 2 weeks ago when I was playing Badman Rising and the Stones got me. I don't know. I knew it wasn't a fool. Yeah, so what I just did there was see if I get a copyright strike for that, because it's an awful good riff that I might have ripped myself. But if it comes up, I'm just going to go up here. Yeah, that's fucking Saxon. So it fucking is. Aye. I don't think you should turn to family and tell them to fuck off with a 4K telly. What is a 4K for? That's quite harsh, though. Yeah. Obviously. I meant tell them to fuck off, but don't actually say, you wee bastards, fuck off and kick them in the face. I meant more say, oh, I'm sorry, we can't afford it. I've got to buy an Ibanez Roadster. You know what I mean? Oh. Tight shorts, long hair, and plenty to hold on to. Really? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm not so sexually driven. It's like pure, you know, it's like I kind of like the idea of like a super sexy lady would actually be quite nice to talk to and interesting as well. What a dick, eh? Maybe I'm gay, I don't know. But you know, it's like Madman Rising was your fault. Sorry, it sounds like you're being sarcastic there, but no. Potato in the shorts. Pro move, my next video, yeah. No, I just never really... I think, again, it's one of those ones where there's obviously elements of this in the Stone Roses and in U2 and in Oasis and in Guns N' Roses where everybody says they're pure amazing and you should like these, and I'm sorry none of them can touch Black Sabbath for me, because taste is a sort of personal thing. I can accept something. I could always accept that Rush were technically very good, but not really to my taste. Do you know what I mean? Or something like that, where it's like a bit of Muse as well, or a bit like that. It's kind of, yeah, it's just not really my thing, but yeah, totally I like it. With a couple of songs, I could thoroughly enjoy that. You know what I mean? But I'm not willing to go for listen to all of it and pure love all of it. You know, it's not. But then again, all they have to do, there are some bands that do one song that I fucking love, and I absolutely love it, and I don't like anything else they do. And then there are some bands which, if you like one of their songs, I think maybe that was my point with Bad Moon Rising. If you like a Creedence Clearwater song, you're in luck. You're gonna go and buy that greatest hits, and you'll love every fucking song on it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if there's it and other stuff, I think the Beatles and the Stones probably fall into this. If you love the Rolling Stones' Paint It Black, which I do, fucking amazing, and you buy a greatest hits, none of the other songs sound like Paint It Black. You might love them, but you might not like them, because maybe it's an odd one, whereas something like, you know, you like two AC/DC songs, where you like kind of fucking all AC/DC songs, don't you? You know what I mean? It's called The Lack of Urgency, James, is it? Yeah. But I'll play stadiums, you need a big sound to play those venues. What are you talking about, all those bands? No, you don't fucking... The big sound? Gee. What, the big sound of going for... Do you just go for the lowest common denominator? Make it bland. It's like, what do you want? Oh, we've got this new band, it's going to be the biggest hit. How do we do that? Just go for middle of the road, bland. Oh, we've got this really exciting idea. No, don't do that. Keep it bland. Oh, we kind of like your sort of being a bit like the Beatles kind of image thing, but never doing any of the other, just one era of the Beatles and more bland. Keep it bland. Beige. Yeah. Two potatoes. There are 3 potatoes. Yes. Band promotion equals social engineering. Well, there you go. But the thing is, you're always going to get the person who wants to be different. I'm not like everybody else. I remember hearing that song. It was the first song that ever talked to me, because I'm not like everybody else. By... I can't even remember. It's not The Nice. Who is it? What's that? Is it the Kinks? I can't remember. Get some budgie, no copies. I don't think they're all deeds, but yeah, no. The problem with Budgie is it's impossible to sing it. It sings so high. And some of them are hard to play. Hear me call, hands up, battalion destroyed. Rattling down, dead deployed. Burning this user deal. I don't know how you play it, but I really love that song. Blur sounded more like the Beatles and Oasis. Well, to the point of it's already been too long. Yeah, just there we go. Is that both of them? It is. Blur, unlike Oasis, I do have a Blur collection. If anyone knows how much these are worth, they are for sale because I never listened to them, but I had to have them because when you see Blur albums for £1, you go, oh, I bet they're going to be worth money someday. But I don't hate them enough. I don't like the singer. The thing that gets me with Blur is I like some of the music. Musically, they have an interest and there's an art. There's an art in Blur. I just don't like the singer with his that. Fuck off. You know what I mean? That. But the actual songs, there is music in it. Or an attempt at self-expression and art, which is completely void in Oasis. There's no attempt at art at all. It's like, we'll just make something that fucking idiots and Neds can sing along to. Just don't make it too complicated or interesting. I'm just watching some guy on my doorstep. He shat himself when I spoke to him with the camera. What? I don't really... What? Sony, is this just basically... Is that just an air thing? Is that what you get in the kingdom? I've never had fucking some guy sitting on your doorstep. I take it he was just drunk and your doorstep's on the main street rather than being at the bottom of your driveway or shit. It sounds a bit mental to me. I'm going to have to stop drinking the bucky. I've drank more than half a bottle. So last week I get challenged on Saturday night to drink a whole bottle of bucky, and I did, and my God, obviously the reason I didn't do my live stream is because I was getting that Telecaster, which I messaged about, to be fair, about lunchtime, and then I got a message about 5 o'clock saying, sorry, I was at the shops. Yeah, you can come and get it now. So, and I did get back just in time, but by that point I was pure hungover to death. Is that pretty white telly for sale or trade? It's not, Mr. Whitesnake. I'm sorry. Even to yourself. Because I don't have a pretty white telly. I'll sell you my Antoria if you want to refret it. You got a door tax. You live in the high street. I understand, yes. So your front door is on a road that people walk along. That's fine. Modern Life is Rubbish is about £100 if it's an original 1993. What would I do with it? How would I know if it was an original presser? It's got a barcode on it. It's on Food Records. That sounds original, doesn't it? Friends Know Who You Are. I don't even know why I've got this. I think I bought the two of them at the same time. Modern Life is Rubbish. Looks in pretty much mint condition. But normally you can tell these things by looking at it. It says 1993 on it. Food. How do you know if it normally says you're in the matrices, 111. Honestly, Sloaney, if that's worth £100, what would I rather have? Blur, Modern Life is Rubbish on vinyl, original, or look in the date on the centre sticker on the record? I think I just did, but it would say reissued. It's on a stupid record label, so that must count as something. I've never heard of Food Records before. Manic Alarm, Coxswain, James, Parlophone. Oh, it's Parlophone. All this is 99. If you don't see anything written in the matrices, although the matrices does say something 93111. Yeah. But anyway, there are some things that would never sell, but a Blur record. Aye. Well, I got £100 for it. What, swap it for a telly? Or this? Aye. I do have some of the more dodgy records I've got in this record collection will be ones that I have bought because I've looked at it and gone, I bet that's worth money. It's only £1. I mean, I've got the... Food was the label Blur release everything. Okay, well. No, I mean, I've got... I don't know if I've not looked them up to have all of them, but I must have that many Kylie Minogue singles, which I got in a charity shop. It was 10 for £1. So I got more than 10 picture sleeve Kylie Minogue singles. They must be worth money. I didn't buy them because I wanted to listen to them. Not that I don't like I Should Be So Lucky. That's all right. high streets are expensive and crime-ridden. Well, also Sloan-ridden, by the sounds of things. The other one was 1997 pressing. It doesn't say anything about 1997 on it, so maybe it is the 1993 one. But that's the one where, I could never kill the records. I know these are not records, these are singles. 45s with the sleeves. And we're talking, if that set's worth a tenner, you can have it. It's just quite interesting looking at these things and someone put the effort into making the original vinyl sleeve and all that shit. But I mean, obviously I would sell the Blur albums because I don't really like them. I'm less likely to sell the Black Sabbath albums because I like them. And that's where it comes in with... I seem to remember having a Spooky Tooth album. I didn't like. If I don't like it, I don't care if it's worth £100. If it's worth £100, I'll fucking sell it. Same thing as happens with guitars. There's some guitars that are worth hundreds of pounds, and it's like, it's kind of all right. I'll just sell it. Like every Epiphone I've ever had, it's like, apart from my first one, I was like, well, I'll get 300 quid for it, I'll just fucking sell it. Whereas I'm not getting 300 quid for this, and this would wipe the floor with anything. Go into Guitar with this guitar and go, right, sir, I want this guitar, but better. They don't have one. Do you have any guitars, Alex? How about you? Once you manage to separate yourself, see when you start doing them up, you can separate it out to, I didn't buy this guitar, right? This guitar was free. I had to do work, but work was free. So I did a deal swapping a Squire neck I've got and setting it up to get the neck from my pal. The body I got given. The bridge came off my BC Rich Wave. The pickup came out of my Paul Gilbert. All these things. It doesn't matter. The other one, the other one, the actual album Blur. I don't know. I mean, how would you know? It's got the textured sleeve, so I'm going to say, yeah, this is the original one. Just because it's not on normal, it's also gatefold by the looks of things. There you go, a Telecaster. I think my main problem with Blur is just the singer acts like a bit of a tit, and it's got like an embossed sleeve. Yeah, so it's worth between 100 and 250. I'm going to suggest that this is probably near the more expensive edge of that. What sort of nick's it in? Pretty much mint. What do the matrices say? Food LP 19BO301. Yeah. I think, again, it's one of those things that you've got to sell to the right age group. The people who are going to be mad on wanting the original Blur album on vinyl are probably not kids who are first getting into Blur. It's people who are remember it from the time. And that's what it works with guitars as well. You know, it's, there's a peak time when people remember. I mean, I think we're kind of getting towards the end of the Westtone era. Found out what the cable was when I got a new TV. There's no such thing as too many guitars. Well, but the thing is, it's like they are. I mean, you know what I'm like. It's like all the guitars are, even on a bad day, are worth more than I paid for them. So they're investments. You might get a really big payday on some of them, but I'm not. It's not like I'm going in and buying a new guitar. I'm not going in and buying whatever the current, whether it's £1,000 Gibson or a £200 Squire or whatever. I'm not going in and buying them, and then in future after a year you lose most of the value because it's now second hand. I'm not buying them. The ones I'm buying are all going up. But you know, you can excuse these things. Stop putting your fingers in the black stuff. What, on the records? Records are meant to have fingers on them. What's the point of having records if you don't play them? Don't understand that. I do actually have. I found a record earlier on that I've never played, which is Baby Metal Distortion, the single, the B-side is live at Donington, and I was in the crowd. So when my pals Wayne and Thingy, who were at that gig, come up, then I'm going to open it up and listen to it. Oh. Some people have kids, others have cats, some people have guitar. Yeah, well, yes. But the thing is, it's like, you can't, like, if you're trying to be in any sort of moral situation, you can't sell off kids. Do you know what I mean? It's like one of those things where I could at least say it's worth more than when I bought it, whereas the kids thing, I mean, yeah, I mean, on a mathematical level, yeah, they are worth more now that they're 10 than they were when they were born. Do you know what I mean? Because now they can work in the mind better. But, do you know what I mean? I mean, obviously you could go to different countries to make it where it is legal, but morally I would struggle with that. I wouldn't really be that bothered about selling a guitar to somebody who likes Oasis. It's like kind of fine. I've done it before. I sold was it a Westfield acoustic that I put like I've done this in a few acoustics, it had a hole in it here, but it'd been bashed to the top, so I put a preamp in it and a Strat pickup and or whatever it was I did. I put a plate on it with a volume control and a Strat pickup, and the guy who bought it from me was wearing the Oasis haircut and all that, just looking at his things. All right, mate. Oh, cool, Matt, sir. Oh, I'll come and buy that off you, man. Cool, sir. Eh? And I sold it to him, and it was like, the thing was, it's like, does it play good? Nah, no, you know what I mean? And I was like, well, see, if I can go to be playing Oasis, so it's fucking fine. Honestly, you could give that guitar to Noel Gallagher in the fucking band at any point and tell him to play it on that, and it'll sound exactly the same as his 58 Les Paul on it, because you just strum it. But yeah, so I did sell it to him, even in full knowledge that he was an Oasis fan. Records were bought, abused, and enjoyed. Exactly, yeah. I like a smoke of weed and game in 4K, wow. I don't even have a 4K telly, so I don't know what 4K is like. I kind of almost don't want to venture into it. I know I'm on relatively low quality here. I don't even know if this is actually making it up to 1080. It's 60 frames a second, but I mean, there's a way around it. No, Gallagher is. No, he's pretty clever with his chords. No, I mean, I saw a documentary on it, and he was very honest about it, which I suppose I'll give him that for it. And it's like just that whole, it doesn't have to be good. I know how to write what will sell. There's no, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's the art element of it. I mean, I was never really into art, but I always was. I just didn't know that was art as well. Do you know what I mean? That feeling where you get when it's like pure, like when you hear Symptom of the Universe and it's just like, boom, 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 it's like, whoa, fucking hell, it's wow. And then the more you listen to it, the more it's like, fucking hell, it's just like how so many things had to collide and they had to work together to do that, to get that. It's fucking amazing. That Oasis doesn't do that. It's like, oh, how did they do that? Noel looked up the Beatles chords and went strum, strum, a strummy, strum, 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 with distortion on, and then there's a horrible vocal. That's it. There's no actual feeling or trying to do anything else. It's just trying to make chewing gum. Sorry, I'm getting a wee bit fucking raged about it. I mean, I'll give him, he's clever with his chords, and again, other side of Oasis as well, yes, they did make a lot of people pick up the guitar. So yeah, and the idea of, oh, we could, like what punk did with it, pure, oh, you only, here's 3 chords, go and start a band. It's like, yeah, with the right drive, yes, you're going to play the guitar and you're going to find things and you're going to think outside the box and you're going to come up with something new. Kids' guitars had a large vinyl collection. No cats. Cats are the expensive ones. Your vids are lacking in the format. And you're not just doing exactly what I'm doing here. You've got a mic that lights up. I've not really worked out how to do it. The thing is, it's like, that's what I say to me. I'm not being big-headed, but the people who like your videos are going to like mine as well, or people that might like mine are going to like yours. It's that whole concept of it being a bit real. And no, it doesn't have graphics in it. It doesn't have, you're not butted in to make sure that you didn't mispronounce a word or say something twice or hit a bum note. or you know, maybe I don't know, maybe you're playing the guitar and the third note's not quite as loud as the other one, so you go back and do it. You know, fuck, that shit's not real. Just do. You're getting there. If the thing, what I've got over you, Mr. Whitestick, is I have done hundreds of fucking videos where I probably shouldn't have, but getting used to doing it, that's part of it. Because you've not got the big light. If I put the big light on, I'll have silver hair, look. Not that one, that one. See? In fact, what is it? I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Figaro. Figaro, Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. Those are the right notes. The chances of working that out on the fly. Yeah, well, I mean, I guess that means that this guitar will be getting elixirs. No, it doesn't, because this was a set of rotor sounds and you get 2 high E strings, but there you go. So, as you saw there, the way to play clean or something like that is, I know when those notes are. I know exactly when they are. I don't know what the note is. Corker. I'll end it out in a corker because I think this is the same bridge pickup as that Ibanez. This hasn't been tuned for a week. Bridge pickup should be the same as what that last was. Hate to say it, this is a better guitar than the Roadster, but very similar. Hey, I'm Wales, you're well late. I'm about to give up. I'm already pissed. Hey, Dave, no, I haven't watched the sad documentary film. It does sound sad, though. And then I haven't watched the Villa show after it. No, is that then officially released now? Right, so that's half. Normally I go for, I think my new aim is going to be live streams are from 8 to 10 with a possible outpouring on to 25 past. That's fine if someone gives me something interesting to talk about it. Actually, well, you're not up here, but see, right now on Facebook Marketplace, there's a Charvel. I think it's a Charvel. It's kind of like a Strat with no scratch plate, and it's got the walnut veneer on the top of it. So in those respects, it looks like this, and it's like, I don't know, I think new they're over $1,000. I don't know whatever it is. It's like 700-800 quid, and honestly, this just it's like looking at, you know, it's like, oh, that looks really good, and then you go, oh, you know, so oh, like, what do you think of my Fiat Panda Sport? Yeah, it looks cool and fast as fuck. Oh, I've got a Ferrari fucking blah blah. All right, it's like that. It kind of looks like this in some ways, to the extent that every single thing on this is 100 times better. But it was an expensive guitar, but a little bit more in the mid range where people would understand it. Yeah, well, you should probably preface something like in brackets after I've been playing the boss off that Billy Ginger. In brackets, Billy Ginger is a guitar brand that I bought recently. I was talking to Malcolm about, which none of you know about. It's not a man. I'm literally playing his balls off. Close brackets. I've come down to the only thing which, well, I don't know if I would even change it. The thing that makes this looks odd, which you're not really seeing here, is, see, because it's got dark binding on a maple fingerboard, when you put it in front of something dark, it makes the fingerboard look dead thin. So here that looks too thin. It's not, it's full width, it's just it's got a dark brown binding on it. So this guitar looks slightly off because the neck looks like the fingerboard looks too thin, you know, this way. But apart from that, I fucking love this guitar. I think you're a bit out of date, Stevie. I think Billy maybe his son. Aye. The Billy Ginger. No, it's kind of not. It's not like this, but it's kind of got that similar thing where it's like there's something off looking about it. There is something off about this because it's not. I mean, it's not actually far off. I mean, see that broken string on it. I mean, it's not miles away from this. As far as other guitars go into guitar. The closest guitar you're going to find to the corker, you're not going to find one closer than this. That whole hardtail strap with binding sort of heavy metal. I'm so pleased I do. I definitely have a spare string for that. Those things I just snap one. Hey Dave, like your Fender sign. Well, yes, it's my Fender sign. In case J-Pax is watching. She's lent me it. Same with the Alice Cooper poster. I mean, she gets. Got that off-shaped Shonda Mustang with a strap back end. Oh right, your one there totally. If you paint a guitar, it's going to be offensive. Well, the way I look at it, it's like, see, the whole idea, this is what always blows me with kick guitars. People spend so much time, and it's like the first guitar I've ever built. So what are you going to try and make it? I want it to look like this 10, 15 grand PRS. So I'm going to do all this staining and stuff. It's never going to look like that. If you're talking about staining a guitar, it's going to look like your shed. That's it. Don't spend the time on that. Be able to make the guitar first. But definitely paint it offensive. Mr. Whitesnake, if you're going to make a guitar that nobody else has got. It's like, what's the point in... It's like, oh, I'm going to make a guitar, it's going to be an exact copy of a Fender Stratocaster. The Fender Stratocaster exists. Like, try and make... Like, as I was saying with the chap who was on earlier on, with the West who bought the Pantera off me, that's somebody trying to make the best guitar in the world. Whoever made this was trying to make the best guitar in the world. Obviously not best in all categories, but they're putting extra effort in that is totally unnecessary. You know what I mean? I mean, the actual fundamental difference between this and that Ibanez Roadster are mostly the fact that this has 2 pickups. Everything on this is better, but the principle's the same. Buy some mad colour paint, just go for it. Yeah, totally. Paint it yellow. Yellow guitars look fucking amazing. They just do. A flag? What flag? A weed flag? Malcolm, have you got any guitars with brass and aluminium nuts? I don't think I've got any that have got aluminium nuts that I can think of off the top of my head. I've worked on guitars with aluminium nuts, but I don't think I've ever actually owned one. But yeah, the brass was a big thing in the coffee table era, which, to be honest, this is not part of the coffee table era, but it looks like a coffee table era, as in we're talking 77 to 82 Japanese guitar elements where it looks like a coffee table. Ibanez Artist, Washburn Falcon, those sort of things, kind of, yeah. But yeah, with Brass Nuts, a 70s telly, people know they should love it and embarrass about remembering Checkers Plays Pop. I don't remember that. There's not enough pink guitars. I only had one pink guitar and I sold it. The Pantera. But it depends which pink it is. There's cool pink, like, what is it? My BC Rich. Oh, I've got my BC Rich NJ series, which is shocking pink, which is a darker pink than this. You get this sort of Barbie pink, which I'm not so keen on. 70s telly, Blake Seven, and Doctor Who for you. Well, it's like I've kind of worked up to it. I'm not going to be able to play Yeah, I spent ages playing that the other day, but it's so fucking hard because it's all brass. A TV Yellow double cut Les Paul Jr. I know the one you mean. I would prefer my Les Paul Jr. if it was a double cut, and the TV Yellow, yes, but just yellow. I remember seeing a picture of Jeff Beck playing a yellow Strat with a white scratch plate. Looks fucking cool. Blake Seven's great. I've actually, my wee brother left some CDs in the house I just left, and the audio reenactments and Blake Seven stuff, so I've gone beyond the series, which I've watched 10 times through at least. My mum used to have all the videos. A yellow Larry Carlson single P90 Junior style guitar sounds good. Pink Burns guitar. Yeah, no, it's not Mr. Whitesnake. I mean, but you understand that the coffee table era. This is like a revival of the coffee table era, because this looks like a coffee table, the same way your Ibanez Artists and all the any of the very top of the range guitars from about the late 70s. You know, how you sound like that BBC's doing a terrorist game show. Right, okay, I'm not. Right, okay, I was only going to run till 10:30. I need to not be able to smoke, but look at the one-piece burrow walnut body. Even to saying that, the Charvel with the walnut top has a walnut veneer on it, not a burrow walnut, and not one fucking piece of burrow walnut. So that's just got all. But you're not finding a review of this apart from if you look up mine saying it's good. Avon was your favourite. That's Alexander. I mean, the reason for that is because you watched Blake Seven. Avon's the favourite of everyone. I remember trying to watch it with Scott the Bastard, and he's like, I used to be on YouTube, but I can't find it. Oh, you found it, he's watched it. Well, watch the first episode. Are you sure? He's like, and I basically said every single fucking line just before they said it, because it's brilliant. Oh, Jenna is fucking hot, definitely. And do Callie as well, to be honest. She's kind of like a wee bit weird. Or Sue Lynn, yeah. What's Sloanie's a fan of Sue Lynn because she was in Dempsey and Makepeace. Jenna, though, I mean, which I think obviously you'd fucking. Like, even though you probably wouldn't survive. You know what I mean? You would end up, maybe not the following morning, but definitely in a couple of weeks you're going to be dead. You'd have to do Servalan, wouldn't you? Because it'd be worth it. You know what I mean? Just imagine the horrible things you would do. Actually, I, by random thing, watched the episode with Glynis Barber in it. Which episode was it? What were they doing? With the Mutoids and Travis in it. It was a Travis one. was it Project Avalon? In Project Avalon, Sulin is in that, and that's like 2 years before she was in as a different character. She was a mutoid. UFO to Blake 7? I never really... Savlon was a scary babe. You'd die, but it'd be probably worth it. I'd have Savlon over Glennis Papa fucking outside. But yeah, I don't know about liking UFO. I never really got... I like the music. No, I like the music of Blake 7 better. Blake 7, I just... See if you just like... It's like a third of it's absolutely shite, so you have to kind of close your eyes and pretend it's not happening for some bits. Not even whole episodes, just sections. Basically, anything with that Gan in it, it's pure pish. Yeah, she was a mutoid. Colin Baker was a Time Lord guard before he was a Doctor. Yes, he was in a Peter Davison one, but fucking Ampwell's What You're Not Doing is you're not saying he was fucking Babin the Berserker. Babin the Butcher. Yeah. I even remember his character's name. My mother used to say to me, she used to call me Babe. Babin the Butcher. You're second on the Federation's most wanted list after Blake. Yeah. Was voted the most hated man on TV before getting the Doctor Who job. Wow. Oh, but that City on Edge of Forever, it was called, the one with Colin Baker, and it's just... Colin Baker, I don't know, it's one of those ones where the overacting is a skill. You know what I mean? There's no point in just going on and doing it, acting it realistically. You've got to be absolutely fucking over the top, and you're really good at it. That awkward moment you're watching porn on Bluetooth headphones. I just don't think there's... Why is there any volume in porn? Why is there sound? So let's move on the back end of a cow. Fifth Doctor would be, I'm assuming after the 5 Doctor, would be Peter Davison. I never, Space Night in 1990, I loved the music, but it wasn't as good as Blake 7 or Doctor Who. It just didn't have the depth to it. I'd never heard of him. You get pissed with Tom Baker, the Traveller's Tavern in London. He's nuts. I can imagine. I don't think... Is Tom Baker... I mean, not to be disrespectful to him, in the same way as Brian Blessed, is he an actor? Or is he just Doctor Who? Do you know what I mean? I mean, he's fucking an amazing Doctor Who. A wee bit... Jack Black's a bit like that. Who does Jack Black ever play in a film? He plays Jack Black. Brian Blessed. Who does Brian Blessed play? He plays Shouty King, a.k.a. Brian Blessed, who's also in Blake 7 as well, obviously. He's amazing. God is alive, yes. It's almost worthwhile watching... I found when I was looking for my DVDs, I've got the DVD with DTS surround sound of the Flash Gordon film, and it's got the Brian Blessed commentary track where basically he's just sitting watching it, going on about how much he fucking loves it, and it's worth watching the whole film again just with him talking about it because he's so enthusiastic. I really like this film. Whoa, Gordon's alive. Yeah, Tom Baker was himself as a character. I mean, when I started watching Doctor Who, it was Peter Davison was the Doctor, and then that, I don't even know what year, but I was born in 78, so it'd be, 85? Is that when Colin Baker came in? So Colin Baker was the first Doctor that was my Doctor, and then Sylvester McCoy. Brian was in Doctor Who as well. Of course he was. He was in Trial of a Time Lord. Yeah. Playing Shouty King, number 1, who married Perry, who got her head shaved. Yeah, I've watched all these things. Best companion, Aunt Wells, you know it's Leela because she wore a leather bra and is super fucking sexy. And it's like, honestly, Leela over Servalan. It has to happen. Getting an early Sarah Jane. Well, Sarah Jane was quite nice, but I kind of remember her being a bit older. No, not Leela. Leela was wearing leather pants. Yeah. Flesh Gordon. The thing is that Dave Lewis, Flesh Gordon was significantly before Flash Gordon. Like the Dino De Laurentiis film, was it not 70s? And it's like, kinda, it's the same. John Pertwee. John Pertwee had his moments. So he was like, I remember there was a run when that was on BBC Two, I think, on a Sunday afternoon. There's ones where he's fighting the Master every week and they're chasing each other on hovercrafts and all this shit. It's fucking... No, I do like John Pertwee. I actually saw Doctor Who live at the King's Theatre in Glasgow and John Pertwee was the Doctor. How did that happen? It was called The Ultimate Adventure. My mum took me to see that. It was fucking amazing. K9. Slowly, do you remember the K9 TV show? K9 and Company? If you don't remember it, it's worth YouTubing it just to watch the intro credits. Ba-ba-ba-bam, K9. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Super synth War of the Worlds type shit. Good stuff. You got Bet Leela? Oh, wow. Jealous of that. Leela's probably only second in super gorgeousness to, what's her name? Carolyn Monroe from Star Crash. Oh, yeah. Like, just pure, you're talking about just old-fashioned, no piss against the wall, totally fucking gorgeous hot woman. I don't know who Louise Jameson is. Flesh came around in 1974, well, it's 1981's Flash Gordon, so there you go. So it was significantly before it. You've got this K9 and 7. Oh, there you go. K9 and Company. I remember watching the I actually quite enjoyed it. Right. I'm going to give it up. I've nearly finished my bucky, so as from last Saturday when I was so fucking ill. Caroline Munro, the house husband's choice of Totta. Yeah, from her, let's be honest, we've only ever seen her in the Tom Baker Golden Voyage of Sinbad. She's the helicopter pilot in The Spy Who Loved Me, and she's in Star Crash. If you've never seen Star Crash, especially you, Mr. Whitesnake, and Sloaney, let's be honest here. If you've never heard of Star Crash, it's on YouTube in pretty shit quality, but honestly, every 10 minutes you'll go, oh my god, I can't believe it's doing this now. And then 10 minutes later, oh my god, I can't believe this is and then by the time you, I don't know, half an hour in, so 3 or 4 of those 10 minutes, you're just going to go, why did I not see this when I was a kid? What the fuck? This is the most amazing thing I've ever seen. Also the shittest thing I've ever seen. Well worth looking at. Peter Cushing was good, yeah. The Invasion of Earth one. Caroline's a presenter and talking pictures. Is she? Well, Brothers, I don't even know who. I don't remember hers. Yeah, no, totally, Mr. Whitesnake. Honestly, it's on YouTube, Star Crash, and I'm going to say there's at least, even if you watch the trailer first, watching it at least half a dozen times in when I was the first time I was watching it, out watching it myself in the house and going, oh my god, like literally out loud saying, whoa, or ah, fuck's sake, during that film. It's absolutely ridiculous. Star Crash, yeah. It's not a rip-off of Star Wars at all, but obviously it's got Carolyn Munro in a leather bikini for quite a lot of it, which is enough to get you through the first until the mad shit starts happening and you're going, hold on. What? How come I've never seen this? What the fuck's going on? Yeah, it's just not, it's only, you're too dirty. That's not just the fact that Carolyn Munro's in it in a leather bikini, which is a top thing, but that's not part of it. It's the rest of the film's so stupid. And then it's like, you're sitting there going like that, how can this get any more ridiculous? Oh my god, it's David Hasselhoff. What the fuck? I remember seeing that in the trailer half an hour ago before I watched the film, but I completely forgot he was in it. And he's got a fucking lightsaber. What the hell? Oh my god. It's like, that's why I watched it. Tomorrow people know I don't remember that. Right, I'm going to give up because it's getting late and my neighbours are going to start being... Well, to be honest, I was testing out a 250 watt bass amp through 2 speaker cabinets earlier on, And then she was out the back having a fag earlier on. She never said, "Oh, that was loud." So 11:15. I've really got to pack up. Rock on, love you all. But yes, Alex, honestly, I watched Star Crash and I got halfway through it on YouTube because by that point I was going, right, I'm totally at maximum. I can't go any further. I'm going to buy the DVD of this. I need this in a higher quality than what it is. And then I waited a week until I got it off thing, mate. It's that fucking good. The first section of the film, no, the film keeps going. It never lets down. Of so many of these films, you watch the first 10, 15 minutes, you go, oh, this is going to be great. And then the film starts and it gets boring. Star Crash keeps hitting you with, no. No. They're not going to do that. Oh my God, they've tried to do that. Fucking amazing. Absolutely amazing. Catch you later, and and I'll try and put out an extra couple of videos this week. I actually did a couple of videos I did one on that thin line and decided it wasn't good enough to put out because now I've got a quality control thing. Obviously the live stuff doesn't count, I can't control that, but I'm just trying to be a wee bit more sensible about things. So, good night everyone. If you haven't spiked the likes, if you can spike the likes before you go, that would be